What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. I apologize that there was no den yesterday, but I had some things I had to handle to get everything in order. But man, I missed y'all. I'm glad to see you this evening. If you don't know, well, let's go ahead and get the proper formalities in. I am Ed Honcho. You can catch my personal social medias on Instagram and Twitter, Ed Honcho HTX. This is the den, the best conversation on the internet. And the reason why I say this is the best conversation on the internet is because you guys make it the best conversation on the internet, hands down. Y'all don't. And sometimes I think about the calls and things that we have going on. Just after the den is over, I'll go back and kind of relook through the notes, and man, it's y'all are great. I love y'all, I really do. But let's get tonight. We're going to talk about accessing your advantages, and I'm going to talk about some things because sometimes I think I operate from a different mentality, and I think that more people should kind of look at things this way, but you can't tell anybody that. I think people are going to view it from their own perspective. I used to think differently. I may have cost myself some opportunities, but hey, no use crying over spilled milk. But it's about applying the way you think and moving forward. But let's get all the proper stuff in, man. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button if you're new. If you are OG, hit that like button. If you're new, you gotta hit the sub and the like button. You gotta do double duty. You want to catch the Den Show? Catch it on all the proper social medias: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all Den Show Live. Den Show Live at Gmail. If you would like to send an email and share, any thoughts, any suggestions, anything you got, news, whatever it is that you want to share. You can always call the Den line at 833-284-3336. Again, that's 833, the number 2. The Den is the easiest way to remember that. If you got, text message, you got pictures, the memes, screenshots, whatever you want to share, you got something going on, you want to share that with the Den, just send that to me, and I appreciate it. A lot of y'all have, and I thank you for doing that. Hey, I'm going to get back more regular on the podcast. I know I always say that, but I definitely am. I upload them. I'm going to do some throwback and stuff like that. So if you want to catch the podcast when we're not live, you can always go to denshowpodcast.com. I'm going to take you to the podcast page. And I'm kind of debating whether or not I'm going to do like live podcasts along with the live stream. And then, for those of you who might not be able to access YouTube, might not be able to get to YouTube, that way you can always listen live on the podcast. And then the podcast page, it also has a way though that you can chat, even though you may not necessarily be like I say in YouTube or whatever. It has a chat, some other things on that too, whenever that is a thing. If you want to get some of that merch, you want to get that Honcho is my homie shirt, go to the Den Show shop. You can get that there. A couple other designs. And yes, I do have ladies designs. Okay, you just gotta make sure which shirt it is that you click on. The ladies designs do have different colors available for the ladies. And if y'all don't know the Den schedule, live every night at 10 p.m. Central, except for yesterday, and Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. on the weekdays. So if you want to catch us in the mornings, that's the proper time to catch the Den. While you're at the JOB, while you're at the schoolhouse, or whatever you're doing, and you're bored and you want to catch some Den action. So if you want to support the Den, you can always go to streamlabs.com/the Den Show. You can want to make a one-time donation. If you want to pledge to the channel on a monthly basis, you can go to patreon.com/the Den Show. Shout out to James Martin, Stina Storia, Diana Johnson, Dan the Man, and Goya. I appreciate your Patreon support, and thank you all, everybody, just for showing up, hitting that like button, let YouTube know that, hey, this show ain't so bad. It's actually pretty interesting. So, let them know you like it, and hopefully they'll show it to other people who will probably, who should like it. If not, well, fuck them. But today, like I say, accessing your advantages, right? And what does that mean? And what that means, in my opinion, is taking advantage of the gifts that you have, whether it is unfair to someone else or not. Do it. I mean, you have one life to live, and you have to maximize your potential. Let's see what we got. Join us this evening, and we'll get more into the topic. Beyond a funny nigga, what's the motherfucking deal? Culture, what's the motherfucking deal? Shannon, shout out to Shannon for talking dirty after dark. She definitely held it down. Desolate AK, what's the motherfucking deal? Mac 11, Miss Meat, what's the motherfucking deal? Kahau MC, Nana Johnson, C Maria. Let me see. Katie Benny, Kathy? I'm sorry, I said Katie. Kathy Benny, what's the motherfucking deal? Dr. Rabbit 19, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. John Q, what's the motherfucking deal? Sweetberry, OJ Jackson, what's the motherfucking deal? CJ Jones, what's the motherfucking deal? I think we have a new person joining us this evening. Heidi? I don't think I've ever seen that name before. Welcome, Heidi. to the Den. I don't know if you're familiar with the Den, but welcome. Glad you could join us. But yeah, man, a lot of stuff going on. Man, so much to talk about. And we're going to talk about this, but on Sundays, we definitely, regular dens we get on various things, but we definitely might stray off tonight. And it is still Sunday night confession, so I didn't throw on the pastor suit tonight. It's a little warmer than I'd like, but we'll bring that back one day. I don't want to oversaturate the pastor. Preacher, pastor, father, rabbi, Reverend Deacon Honcho. Hey, it's a fucking June, bud. What are you doing, homie? You got to get out of here. I'm live. You got to go, man. Go. Get out of here. The tube, what's the motherfucking deal? So, Unique. Oh, it's Unique. I ain't seen Unique in so long. What's going down, Unique? Shout out to Unique Fashionista. Unique and Heidi, back when the Den was a supreme sausage party. Used to be the only ladies holding it down. Well, Heidi's actually AI, but she's kind of like Cortana from Halo. But shout out to Unique. Always good to see her. Footballer 503, what's the motherfucking deal? But it's a lot of stuff going on, and we got plenty to discuss. So let's kind of get into it. Well, yes, the sausage saga, exactly. That's an adventure you don't want to go on. School's out for summer, turn up. So, what I said is accessing your advantages, right? I think everybody has a distinct advantage. And you could say it could be men versus women. It could be physicality versus sexuality. It could be height. It can be, mental. It could be knowledge. It could be economic advantage. It could be any of these things. But in this day and age, a lot of people try to push this mentality of feeling sorry for the advantages that you have over someone else. You gotta, give up what you got because other people don't have it. Like, I don't give a shit. Okay? Because the thing about it, it's so easy to lose everything that you've worked for, everything that you've fought for, everything that may have been placed in your advantage. Maybe your parents or grandparents or whatever, they worked hard to get into a certain position to make your life a little bit easier, to introduce you to certain things and have the ability to, take advantage of that. Okay. It only takes one or two stupid moves to lose all of that. Rashida, what's the motherfucking deal? And Miss Shannon, again, shout out to Miss Shannon. Miss Bell, what's the motherfucking deal? But I'm not a person who feels like you should hinder your event. Now, at one point in time, I think I did. I was like, well, this person doesn't have that, and they're not as, this. Because I used to be a guy, like, I was never really a bully. People say, I had this one allegation of being a bully. I don't remember it. I think the guy was just really fucking annoying. I don't think I did it. I don't recall it. He said I threw him in the trash can. I don't remember this, okay? Maybe that goes in my Sunday night confession. I don't know. We'll talk about that. But I don't ever remember doing that. But he's a dirtbag anyway, so he probably deserved it. I don't think I did it, though. But I was more likely to be the guy that would stand up for somebody with a disadvantage. I'd be the one who, catch somebody bullying, picking on somebody in the hall. Man, cut that bullshit out, you know what I'm saying, before I start bullying on you. I'm not that type of person, So I wasn't that type of person. Now, in the climate that we live in, the political climate especially, just the social climate that we have, especially in this country, like I think things are becoming more and more unstable. Because you just don't know. We saw what happened with this situation recently, the Vox apocalypse, and how it hindered a lot of people who really had nothing even to do with it, because a big media corporation is upset because nobody's watching their bullshit. So they decide to undermine other people and hopefully force people to watch their trash. So, but on an individual level, on an individual basis, I feel like you as a person, if you're a woman and you're very attractive, or whatever you may be, use those advantages. I knew a chick who used to tell me, like when she'd have to go buy things, or if she'd go car shopping or whatever, she was a very busty woman, that she would deliberately wear, low-cut shirts. And it would get her better deals in certain things, depending on what it is, if not free shit. Was I mad? Like for the first 15 seconds, like, you lucky bitch. But then I was like, you know what? I'm not mad at that because I win in so many other areas. Why not let people have their advantage. And if a man is weak enough to fall prey to that just for the hopes of looking at some front butt crack, because that's what it looks like. Let's be honest. Like cleavage from the front, when it's all pretty, it looks like a butt crack in the front. Let's be realistic. So, if you like the front butt crack, that's fine. If you're using that to your advantage, ladies, that's fine. I'm not mad at you. Because if a man is willing to fall for that and really have no chance of getting it, or even if you do use whatever advantage you have, and that's worth it to a man to get it, then do it. I'm not mad at anybody using anything to step it up. I hate you, Heidi. Cry your way out of tickets, exactly. Like what would I look like if I tried to cry a ticket? So bitch ass nigga, so it's a grown ass man over here fucking crying. Women, they can get away with that. And I'm not mad at y'all. Because whenever y'all piss me off and I go to the grocery store and a woman says, hey sir, can you help me get this off the top shelf? Drink some milk, motherfucker, get it yourself. No, I'm a nice person sometimes. I help them get the stuff off the top shelf. But, the thing about it is physical gifts. Don't feel sorry for the weaker man. Don't feel sorry for the weaker woman because they're not as physically gifted. There's some strong women out there. They're taking steroids and shit, but that's neither here nor there. But or you can identify as a woman and go set all the records by competing in women's weightlifting. I guess that's a thing too. But use what you have. So if you have extensive mental capabilities, you like the fucking Professor X, use that shit to your advantage. We gotta stop giving a fuck about what's unfair. Because what happens is people who love to embrace the victim role or to embrace the weakness, they end up having the leverage over you by making you downplay your skill set, your capabilities, and making you have to play down to their level. Because most people who have that disadvantage is because they chose to have that disadvantage. What I mean by that is that they didn't make the decisions that could enhance all of their opportunities. Instead, they'd rather bitch about having that disadvantage. Motherfuckers talk about, well, I'm out of shape, I can't do that, or I can't do this. Well, you got time to choose between the TV and the fucking gym. Or, I don't know this, you think you're too smart. You got time to choose between, partying and hitting the books. There's so many different things. I mean, it's options. And the people who generally have taken the L's are the people who have not learned about options. I'm not talking about like stock options. I guess that's the thing too. But if you're having financial struggles, you're wasting money on frivolous shit, Jordans and shit. If you ain't really got it like that, and you're not making the proper investments, or a lot of this stuff, it's determined by people's decisions, and that's ultimately what I'm getting to. Okay, and people don't want to hear it, but it all comes down to the choices that you make in life that determines what advantages you do and you don't have in this life. So, look. What I just happened to look in the chat. I see breast clamps. I see Simpin' Ken in the house. Shout out to Simpin' Ken. I'm proud of you, Simpin' Ken. You're still simping, but hey, it is what it is. But I don't feel as sorry anymore for certain people. The majority of people, honestly. Especially in this day and age of the internet, in this day and age of just interconnectivity where we have access to anyone and everything. Now, this is not to say that some people weren't dealt a bad hand, okay? We've been covering the story for quite some time in the walk was today. The Malia dealt a bad hand, born into a shitty family. People didn't really give a shit about her and just kind of left her out there, and we know the outcome of that. There's a lot of kids born in that situation. But when I'm talking about people, I'm speaking 18. Once you get legal, shit, really once you get 15, 16, especially like I say with the accessibility in this day and age to any information that you want to know on the internet, anything that you want to discover is available, and there's just an abundance of information. The choices are yours. And if you choose not to access that, if you choose not to, multiply, magnify, whatever it may be, the advantage that you naturally have, and then turning that into a skill set or turning that into a business or turning that into whatever to get out of whatever situation that you feel you're disadvantaged in, it's your own fault at this point. You know what I'm saying? I agree. And that's the thing, man. And I agree with John Q. People would rather fuck themselves off trying to emulate what the TV's talking about, what the TV's telling them. You notice we talk about, we were talking about influencers and things the other day, and, people say, well, you don't follow them. And that's true. A lot of people may not follow them, but there's so many people that do. Because somebody wears a particular style, and the next thing you know, it just becomes the new trend. That tells you what's going on in this country. What is going on here? We're biting nipple. What? That's why I can't be looking at the chat. See, sometimes I look in the chat, I see good stuff. We on point. We're on topic. Then I look in the chat, and then you're talking about fucking. As we're back to abusing men again. Why are we back abusing men? Empress SQ, what's the motherfucking deal? Somebody asked about you the other day. Glad you could join. Professor Trill, what's the motherfucking deal? Glad y'all could join us this evening. And you said what? The stupid dress with lace. I'm not even sure which one you're talking about, but I believe it. Yeah, look at a Kardashian. A Kardashian does something. Everybody gets behind it. But you swear, like, if you listen to the internet, everybody hates the fucking Kardashians, right? Then the Kardashian does something, and then it becomes the biggest trend in the country. What was it? One of the Kardashians did the little lip thing, put your, I think, lip in a jar or some shit and puff your lips up. And then everybody else, starts doing it. Or you want to talk about copycat ignorance. And this is why I say I don't feel bad for people anymore. Because the internet lets you see how goofy people are. You put the challenge on the end of anything. You put challenge on the end of anything. And people start doing it. Hey, this is the roadkill challenge. Can you run across Highway 45 in the middle of rush hour traffic and not get hit by a car? Like, it's a challenge. You got to, and then people start doing it. Half the fucking South Side will be out there doing it. You know what I'm saying? Shit. It was just like, it's crazy. It's a crazy world that we live in. So again, that's why I say whatever advantages you have, fuck feeling sorry for people, maximize those. And then what you're able to do when you maximize your advantages is you can help other people who want to do the same thing, or people who may have been in your situation or trying to understand. And you can be the person who provides that information. You can be the person who is a representative of the right decisions or the smart things to do. And again, I'm not saying, I don't give a shit about people. I truly do. Some people are, like I said, born in just a fucked up situation. It's tough to be in. Some people end up, parents end up getting sick at a young age and they have to care for their parents. It's a lot of things that they just don't have certain opportunities. But there are still things that you can do to maximize your opportunities. And that's the problem. K Grace, what's the motherfucker do? Look, I'm going to get a K Grace call one day because I know Miss Grace be calling in. But I'll be on a call and I'll be like, okay, whenever the line goes down, I'm hoping she called back. And I know I've been missing your calls, K Grace, and I feel extremely bad about that. But I promise we gonna get you in. I promise. So, all right, that's my spiel for a little bit. Let's get ready to open up the line here in just a second. Let me find a notebook that I ain't wore out. I'm wearing these motherfuckers out. I used this one last time. Yes. Let's go here. We'll start here. All right, cool. Again, all the proper protocol and all that other good stuff. Hey, man, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to this and, you're not true to this. But if you're true to it, you know what to do to it. Push the like button. That's what you got to do to it. Make sure you follow The Den Show on all the proper social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all Den Show Live. You want to send an email, denshowlive@gmail. And appreciate everybody who shoots info, news and all those things to me. I definitely do appreciate it. If you want to get this shirt or you want to get some other Den Show merch, Honcho is my homie. Hey, I know we all homies, we all friends. And then you go to denshowshop.com and check out some of the designs, some of the shirts that we have available there. And you can, I think the mug is still up. So if you want to get a Den Show mug, that is available also. Like I said, I'm going to start doing more on the podcast, denshowpodcast.com. I'm going to consider doing those live while doing the stream, so that way certain people who may not be able to watch YouTube or have access to YouTube, you know, you'll be able to catch the podcast live, and I think that'll be pretty nifty. Live every night, 10 p.m. Central. For those of you who don't know, people question and ask about the schedule. Every night, 10 p.m. Central. Last night was an anomaly. During the weekdays, 10 a.m. Central, Monday through Friday. So then at 10, remember that. If you want to support the channel by making a one-time donation, you go to streamlabs.com/The Show. And if you want to pledge on a monthly basis, you can go to patreon.com/The Show. Let me find the number. Let me open up the line. Wow, that's the number right there. Hold on one second while I get the line booted and tooted. And let's talk about some things. So when we open up the line, I want to know, when you call in, what you feel like your unfair advantage is, or your advantage in life is. What is something that you focus on, or skill set that you have that you know that you're good at, that you use to maximize your potential? Because ultimately, this is what we're talking about: maximizing your potential. You know, and I don't want to say neglecting others, but not allowing people to dictate how you choose to maximize that potential. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't get a chance to catch it. I had a crazy morning, and I saw that they had it streamed live and everything. I didn't really catch too much news on it. Obviously, I was gonna spend some time tomorrow to really get into it. So again, I hadn't really had a chance to look at it, but I've seen some of the stuff, and people have shared that the chick, Kokia, I think her name is, a very interesting name, who's been doing the lives and everything. And I'm gonna tell y'all, man. I'm gonna tell y'all some things. Like I said, I don't have the full details, because apparently she was trying to get the half sister out here and the mom out here or something like that. And black folks, we gotta do fucking better, man. We gotta do better. I mean, like, I understand having good intentions. I understand having, you know. Oh, you got your mug? I understand having good intentions. I understand, you know, trying to be helpful. But it's just certain stuff. And I know I carry myself in a particular way, but I definitely do what I do deliberately, because I'm fairly self-aware, I'd like to think. So I know when I use profanity. I know when people say, oh, well, why don't you dress up and you know, put on a button-up shirt and do all this stuff. No, I'm not going to do that. Not anytime soon, at least. Because again, I'm not news. I don't do news. I do social commentary. And you know, everybody's not walking around in a fucking suit. Oh, let me see. Bot ain't acting right. Let me see. Let me see what's shaking. Let me see what's shaking. Okay. You know, that's tough. That's tough. Oh, who tooted? No. Hopefully, no one tooted. That's bad. Let me reboot this sucker and see, because the body is tripping. Cause I got big pimping to do out here. But okay, that might be an issue. Let me see. That might be an issue. Let's see what we got going on here. Give me 1 second. And like I said, it is still all right. It is still Sunday, and y'all know how we do on Sundays. Still Sunday night confessions, even though y'all have been leaving me high and dry. I'm gonna leave it at that. That's all I'm saying. That's why I look. I don't know about y'all. Okay, there we go. Oh, good grief! What y'all got going on? I thought we left that conversation a couple of days ago. Are we back at it? Are we back at it again? Oh, must have clicked the thing. Oh, like I said, the live, it was too much going on with the live. My bad. I clicked it because I was actually going to get up and do something. And then now I think she's beefing with the sister and the mom. And it was just so much happening during that live stream. I was just like, okay, it's like, get your hustle on, do your thing, but you got to separate it. You know what I mean? And and so my deal is just that, but I don't know what it is now, but I'm going to be honest, from looking at the way she was carrying the live, if I was the sister or the mom or whoever it was that she was supposed to be, bringing into Houston, I probably would not have really been fucking with it either, because she honestly didn't really tell him that she had him on the live stream. She calling him up and doing all this and, showing this. So me personally, I'd have been like, man, nah, fuck that. Because it's like, it's too much attention. And you talking about, oh yeah, she said she's going to come in and she's going to beat their ass. And she's going to come in and she's going to do this. And she's going to come in and do that. Like, you put me out there real bad. Like, you put me out there in a bad way before I even touch down. It's already a very high intensity situation. And you telling all these people all this shit. You got thousands and thousands of people who've watched this. And so my thing is just like, man, it's like, I'm just looking, I'm like, man, this is, I understand that she's passionate about this, but the way that this looks, in my opinion, it just looks like the hot ghetto mess. So it's questionable. Give me 1 second. And actually, I'm gonna just cut my cam off. I'm still here. I'm moving like a ghost. I'm moving invisibly. It's a little toasty in here, so let me put the fan in the proper position so it ain't getting blocked off. But yeah, man, and so that was my deal with that, and I saw that, and I've seen some other things, and again, like, it just makes me look at shit like, wow, this is just some kind of crazy shit that's going on. So, now look at y'all over there. Y'all say this is the Den Connection. Honcho Woolery in the house. Hey, so would you go on another date again? Well, the audience gives him a 63%. Nah, but that's something I want to speak on it. So like I said, I look at myself, I look at other things, and I do a lot of comparison. I do a lot of analysis. I wouldn't say that, but I just look at, okay, what I look at as strengths and weaknesses. And so that's what I talk about, like say advantages. Advantages I think I have when I want to. I can speak appropriately. I think I can present. I can project well. I think when I stay focused, I can get very in depth on the topic. I think that it can get the coverage that it needs. And I think I just have a unique presentation to things. Honest. Again, so sometimes it may be a little bit vulgar. Sometimes it may be whatever. But it's real. It's how I feel. So when people say, hey, you should maybe you should stop cussing. Maybe you should, yeah, I know that would be much more YouTube friendly if I did that. But that's not what I want to do. It's not about being YouTube friendly. It's not my main premise with the Den, similar to Soft Sports, is that I want honest conversation. You know what I'm saying? I want honest conversation. And so that means letting people know it's okay, be comfortable. Like, I would like this conversation to be the same way I call it the Den, even though it used to be the Kush Den. I want it to be the same conversation you would have in the privacy of your own home, in a sense, you know what I'm saying? But I guess open, private conversation. I don't know how that makes sense, but I want the vibe to be like, hey, if you're sitting down, if you're at a bar, or you're in your home with friends, because that's how I look at it. So say friends in the Den, or Den folk. We may not necessarily be related by blood, but we all have something in common. It's about having that frank and honest conversation. And if you with friends, guess what? Profanity is going to be thrown around a little bit. We don't want no water. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what's most important to me. If people like it, cool. If people don't like it, cool. Because I post something up, they're going to judge you no matter what. Again, I always refer back to Robert Smith. This man gave up about $40 million. People said he did not do enough because he has more money, so he just should give you all this shit. Or if he would have never did anything, well, one, nobody would have ever known him. But again, well, he did that for them. Why ain't you doing it for this college? Motherfucker didn't go to HBCU, so why should he have to do anything for anybody? You know what I mean? But yet people are going to judge. People who didn't know who he was they're going to judge him. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's how it is. That people tend to feel more comfortable and will be more open when they know you're there. And that's the vibe I want to present. So that's why I'm not. I do my best to remain neutral when there's a discussion. I'm going to ask questions because I want to understand why people feel the way they feel. But at the same time, if I don't maybe understand why a person thinks that way, or like I try my best not to say, oh, you need to be thinking this and you got to do this and you got to do this. That's why people say, oh, Honcho, you ask a lot of questions. Why are you always asking questions? Because I think if a person can genuinely answer a question, in their own words without me trying to manipulate it or anything, then it explains better to others why they feel the way they feel and how they feel. If I say, well, you should do this, I think that just becomes a bit more combative and it turns people off whether they agree with you or not. But my thing is also, when you present things in the form of a question, I think it helps people think about things maybe they haven't necessarily thought of. You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of that. I'm approachable to a certain extent. What do you mean? You're like, I'm extremely approachable. I'm the nicest person anyone has ever met. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie though. I want to say this, maybe within this last month, y'all probably saw me get annoyed or frustrated 2 or 3 times since the breakup. It's been about 3 times, including the breakup, that I've actually gotten annoyed. But for the most part, over the last few years of doing this, I really don't. I really don't. It takes a special someone to push my buttons via the internet, and I really try to avoid that. So, bull manure. I see. Look, Shannon. Look, I normally don't fight women, but if you want to bring it, come on with it. Ah, she won. That's cool. I'm gonna be honest, Kenny. You haven't, Kenny. Kenny, I don't know about you. You haven't really done that. I just like talking shit to you because you're kind of a clown. But you haven't done it. You have not been successful in that manner. I just think you throw it off as a whole. But like I say, y'all can definitely tell when I've gotten annoyed. It's visible. That's the thing. I'm not really good at hiding my expressions, I don't think. Certain situations, if I like what's going on, if I got stuff going on in the background, then I can mask that pretty well. But when we're having a genuine conversation, I'm either disagreeing with you or something that's going on. No, not like that. It was a particular person who was in the den for a while, and they created an environment that was not comforting, and so it became a problem. And so we call that the breakup because I had to give a long speech about why I had to block that person. And so everybody was calling it the breakup. What you talking about, Shelly? You said, not when I'm being on the side of me. Because y'all ladies be coming here saying some crazy stuff. Y'all say some stuff that's just, some stuff that's just, I don't know. Some of y'all have some blatant anger towards men. Well, y'all be taking it out on the men of the den. Well, we're doing nothing but being honest with you. I think you have to appreciate this forum because I expect and I believe that the women are completely honest when they speak on what they say. And I believe the men are completely honest when they speak on what they say. But I just feel like a vibe, not from all, but from some women, y'all just have this angle like somebody has done something to you and y'all are carrying that shit. Like, people say a chip on their shoulder. Y'all got like a family size bag of Lay's on your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? On both shoulders. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's like, y'all got to get that off, man, because that might be part of the reason why, you get some of the responses you do, But, you was going to end it off? Well, I'm just saying. We were talking about polygamy the other day. Nah, I'm just joking. But the party size bigger than the family size? I don't know. Some of y'all got some big families out there. Build a bench, yes. You say you listen to that show with Maria trying to question, and that's what all I'm saying is just like, come on, man, stop. In situations like that, sometimes you just listen and you can get an understanding. Then maybe it can clear up a lot of stuff. But when you come into a situation, you just determined to be rock solid on this one thing, and you're not going to hear anything anybody else is saying, then you're going to end up looking foolish, or you're going to end up being wrong a lot of the time. So that's all I'm saying. Such as. Pimp, go check your track. You don't know what you're talking about. Every man said that they believe that polygamy should be allowed. But no man, not one, y'all were falsely accusing, no man said they wanted to be in a polygamous relationship because they did not want to deal with multiple women and all the drama that they bring. So, and it's not polygamy when it's one woman with more men. That's a gangbang. Already, John, I appreciate that. Thank you. And that's all it is. Like that's all my thing is. I just want, and I tell y'all this often, and this is why I say I appreciate y'all. This is why I say this is, social commentary from a realistic perspective, because this is my thoughts a lot, but you guys are real people. We are society. We're not the talking heads on TV who get passed an agenda to say, hey, make sure you say this, make sure you sway people this certain way, whether you agree with it or not. We are society. This here is society. And people are going to speak their truth. People are going to speak how they feel, and they're going to talk about what's on their mind in a genuine fashion because it's their life. Sunday Night Confessions, it's still Sunday Night Confessions, but instead of just calling it Sunday Night Confessions every Sunday, that's kind of the thing. And so I make what should be the secondary topic the primary conversation. So again, if y'all want to call in with your confessions, hey, the line is open. That will never change. It'll always be Sunday Night Confessions. But again, you say y'all call out Bull Moon and Mig. No. Look. The other day, what's the motherfucking deal, T'Challa? 1676, what's the motherfucking deal? The other day, y'all were suggesting man rape. That is not acceptable. We can't talk about stuff like that. That's prison talk. That's what y'all in here, the ladies were in here with a bunch of prison talk, suggesting man rape, and that's terrible stuff. Terrible stuff. That's what, exactly. That's bad. No man said to do anything like that to him. We just stated the honest thing. As men, naturally we're conquerors. Naturally we are aggressive and things of that nature. Hey, Stray, what's the motherfucking deal? What a time to come into the conversation, right? So this is all I'm saying is like, whoa, what experiences have you had that's making y'all trying to violate men and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Thank you. That's all I'm saying. It's like, yeah. Then we got some folks. No, there are certain things that you're willing to do. But when you talking about, who was it? Miss Yaz. And I love Miss Yaz. Miss Yaz, I appreciate what Miss Yaz called. But Miss Yaz scared me. I almost had some nightmares. Cool Amber, what's the motherfucking deal? She talking about go get some marbles. She look Rashida talking about butt beads. And then Miss Yaz calling out talking about fuck them butt beads. Go get some marbles from fucking what's the place? Hobby Lobby. You know what I'm saying? And glue them up a man's butt or some shit like that. Like, what is going on? What is going on? And again, Drake wins off of Houston again. Because if Houston didn't hurt KD, we're not having this conversation. Fucking Drake, that dirty bastard. Winning off the city again. I hate that motherfucker. But But just don't even give him no lube, just spit in his ass like, whoa, it got crazy. That was supposed to be a den about mutual pleasures, what things people enjoy, and just kind of sharing experiences and being honest about that. It turned into sexual violence. Yeah, glue the beads, spit on the butt, like don't even look like. This is a violation. What kind of stuff is going on? Gerbil? No gerbils, no marbles, no gerbils, no bulls, no bull nothings. Okay, it was craziness. It went way left. Like it left. The conversation got a passport and just went overseas. Like it went all the way crazy. And it was supposed to be about what you enjoy, and then it turned into violating people. It was on some other shit. That den, Trill, you missed that den. Good, thank goodness for you. Y'all, you and prepaid, y'all picked the perfect den to miss. It went way fucking left, and it was just like, why is this happening? You know what I'm saying? This was Talking Dirty After Dark. It was Friday. You know what I'm saying? It was the Friday den. And it was just like, what is happening? What is going on right now? You know, thankfully Shannon came in and she saved the den. Well, it was crazy. But let's get away from that. I'm gonna have nightmares again. You know, I was so scared. My lady had to hold me that night. She had to hold me close because I was shivering and shaking like Scotty when the thunderstorm comes in. Vici, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Shout out to Vici, man. I enjoy that picture. I actually set it as my desktop background. I think that was dope, and I put it on my Instagram. Deflect, yeah. You try to come from my butt, yeah, I'm gonna deflect you. We deflected. You know what I'm saying? Because if I would have hung up, then y'all have really been talking, oh, look, Honcho, he be at me, he doing this and he doing that. So look, I'm gonna play the game, but I got something for y'all. Just wait. You know, revenge is a dish best served cold. Miss Shelley did call in. Yes, Miss Shelley did call in, and she did provide some adequate commentary. What was it? The turtle head. I learned some new terminology. So, you know, there's that. But we're supposed to be talking about unfair advantage or taking advantages. I don't want to go back to, we're supposed to be moving forward as a people. Rashida laid the foundation. Rashida laid the foundation. I told you I'm not doing no more confessions until we get some confession calls in. Because it was a couple of weeks in a row I was doing confession. Ain't nobody called in really with nothing. Y'all was acting all scared. So I said, you know what? I will share a confession when y'all share a confession. But I ain't gonna lie, Friday night it was a couple of calls were almost like confessions. So it is what it is. But here's my thing though. Talking about using what you got to get where you want. And it's not always about your physical appearance. It's not always about, you know, using sex. It's not always about, again, like I say, you know, people talk about working hard versus working smart. And some people will try to knock you for working smart because you're not out there, you're not doing it. Who cares? If you're getting the job done. Jay Dizzle made a statement the other day, and he was talking about, I think, when he said dealing with his stepdad cleaning the yard, right? And using the leaf blower versus the rake, right? And why not? Why do we have this belief that you have to overwork yourself when you can get things done efficiently and still get the same outcome? And that's what I mean by using your advantages, using unfair advantage, or accessing your advantage. And part of accessing your advantage is knowing your strengths versus your weaknesses. And so that goes into something we talk about from time to time, and that is the auditing of your belief system. You know, who goes hard on you? Talk about what you get handed, and what do you get handed that makes it easier for you? We need to know your unfair advantages. You know, and my thing is that if somebody's willing to fall for, and I'm not say fall for, let me make sure I use these in proper association with what I'm talking about. If someone is willing to grant you access or grant you a privilege because of a skill set or a physical asset or whatever it is, then use that shit. Life, you got one of them, and you need to maximize it, and you need to make it as good as you can for yourself. I believe that selfishness is okay to an extent. I believe in helping people out. I believe in volunteering. I believe in all of these other things. But I believe that at a point or certain points in your life, if you want growth and improvement from yourself, then you have to be self-ish. And that's my belief. That's what I feel. I agree too. I agree with that female. You have people, when you talk blue collar versus white collar, right? Mental fatigue is a real thing. Physical fatigue is a real thing. Mental fatigue is a real thing. But the thing about mental fatigue, the thing about people who work more mental jobs, especially when you talk about management and having to maneuver people, that is a task. I think a lot of people, they look at their managers, they look at bosses, they don't even do shit. All they do is sit around. It is a task to have to deal with lots of people's issues and problems. It can be mentally, prepaid, what's the motherfucking deal? It can be mentally taxing. And so when you're trying to resolve issues, especially for, say you're managing 30, 40 people, and you have to make sure all of these people are operating at peak performance, you're going to have some issues, man. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to get stressed, if you will. Because what you got to think about is, like, say the conversation we have in here. And we have disagreements on a particular topic. People see it from different visions, right? And imagine having to do that in a workplace where you have protocols and rules. There's no real rules in the den. Hey, just don't fucking spam. And as long as you're not just directly, blatantly concentrating your attacks on one person and just overly insulting all that, we let most shit fly, right? Speaking of letting most shit fly, I had uploaded the conservative liberal conversation to the podcast for those of you who wanted to check that out. The last call from Chicago Mike, I do believe, was on that. So if y'all want to check that out, it's a long stream, and I chopped up a couple little blank areas, but it's a great stream. So if you got some time to listen, just sit back, relax, and put that on play. Man, that shit is wild. And if you ever want to, if Roman ever gives you any problems and you want that smoke, I think he released his address on that. I probably should have listened to where that was and edited that out, but I didn't think about it, and it's too late now. So shout out to Roman. So, man, y'all remember that thing? Y'all remember that thing? What was the shit when you were a kid? Me Chinese, me play joke, me put pee-pee in your coat. When we were kids, we used to say a lot of off-the-wall shit. That's that's what. Black Planet is still around. It looks exactly like it did. I don't think they ever updated it because black folks were going crazy swearing at Solange when she dropped her album. She dropped an album on Black Planet. They swore up and down that she bought it and she was going to revive it and make it better than Facebook. All she did was put her album on Black Planet. That's it. That's all. And that's why I say you can't believe everything motherfuckers say, because they'll take some shit and run with it and just go far left with the shit. And it will not be factual. So there's that. Man, I'm actually not thinking about it. I'm just a couple of random after I said that me Chinese thing. I'm thinking about some of these other crazy jokes we used to tell when we were kids. That's why I know the kids nowadays are out of there. Because I'm thinking about jokes motherfuckers used to tell in kindergarten, first, second grade, and they were interesting. What was one? Blueberry Hill. I don't know if y'all remember that one. I remember there's some violent jokes kids used to tell. Deep in the heart of Texas. Yeah, it was some crazy stuff going on. Yeah, it was some wild shit happening. But African booties. But again, like I said, just wild shit that was happening back in the Gap. I don't know if I know that one. Oh, okay. Apologize for your ears. Let's take this call. Let's see what's shaking. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening? Let me make sure I got the right audio. Hello, hello. All right, hold on. Let me pull up and see what's what. Oh, I had the wrong. Damn, I thought I changed it since then. Had I not streamed since then? All right, my fault. Whoever call back in. I had the wrong microphone settings on there, and so if you want to call back in, I will definitely take your call. Yeah. See, I don't know. See, and I wanted to try to possibly make the Friday Talking Dirty After Dark thing a thing. But I'm going to be honest, that first one did not go over smoothly at all. So I'm going to be thinking about that one. I ain't never heard that one. I never heard that one. Me Chinese, me think quick, me put Windex on my dick. That's funny. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling in to the den this evening? Hello?
And I can't say what I want to say. It's a motherfucking break, man. Like, if it's the internet, he can grow some fucking thicker skin and fucking learn that I can say what the fuck I want, okay? And I didn't bring it up, all right? I was using it to make a point in the story where I was talking about racism towards blacks, but he can't pick up on that because he's a sensitive ass nigger, okay? And he can't take it. So he can do it. He can talk this bullshit. He can be a keyboard warrior, and he can go find the nearest Asian person, Tom Bruce Lee, some old ass fucking stereotypes. The truth is, we own all this shit. Everything wrong with the black community, he can recognize that it's right in the Asian community. Okay, so he's going on with the self-hate and the insecurity. So fuck all that. I'm not trying to disrespect Honcho. Like, I only call in, and I won't even call in anymore because I don't need all this bullshit. I enjoy calling in and talking with you. I actually try to avoid reading the chat room because it's some ignorant fucking niggers in there, okay? And they don't have to be like that, okay? Because I remember watching on the Ghost, watching you like a couple of days ago. You guys are talking about that word only has power if you let it have power, and that word, you know, racists don't understand that word don't affect proud black, woke black people. Fuck that. I'm gonna say nigger to this motherfucker. I'm reading his name, Beyond a Funny Nigga. Beyond a Funny Nigga. I'm reading his name, Beyond a Funny Nigga. And he's gonna get fucking mad by me reading his name. Fuck that fucking Toby Kunta Kinte bitch, okay? I'm not even trying to get it like that, but he was Tyler Bruce Lee, I can get there too, okay? So don't get it twisted. Like, all that bullshit, that's as far as black people can take this shit. Because when it comes down to it, we own everything. There's a whole nation of Chinese people, whole nation of Japanese people, whole nation of Korean people that own this shit. Is there a black nation that's solvent, that produces shit that people want to go to? Hell no. This is the best country that y'all got, and all y'all can do is bitch about that and then fucking type some letters in and threaten me over the internet. This is the internet, Beyond the Funny Nigga. Okay, Beyond a Funny Nigga. This is the internet. You need to grow some thick ass skin and fucking come get me. If you can't get me, go find some other Bruce Lee looking fucking do that, because you ain't gonna get me. All right, I can get under your skin, and you're gonna say, if it's getting under my skin, maybe that's true. But I can tell you this. I only let it get under my skin because I act like a nigger, okay? If I didn't, I'd be handling my business, getting up early in the morning, running my business like every other Asian motherfucker I know, okay? To a man, to a woman. They all own businesses. They're all masters, all PhDs. They're all doctors, all engineers, all lawyers. Now, you look around your fucking family and your fucking neighborhood, and you tell me if all black people are like that. And then you talk about insecurity, motherfucker.
That's fucking classic dead. I know some of y'all are like, whoa, what just happened? Man, look, there's a den. Oh my God, that is a classic den. That night, the den was set on fire. You know what I'm saying? Kenneth, see, this is why you're not a den OG, because real den OGs know what that is from. Oh my God, that was a throwback night right there. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hello, friends in the den, Rabbit.
Hello, Mr. Rabbit. What would you like to share in the den this evening?
Um, I'm just gonna speak on that last caller.
You weren't in the den that night?
Wait, what?
You weren't in the den that night?
What? Which den? Oh, the one where
That was
the one where the dude.
that was the Chicago Mike den.
Oh no, I wasn't in there.
Okay.
I wasn't in that den.
Okay, that's what that's from. That was from that evening. It was a very heated conversation. But go ahead.
It was very interesting, but I came back to watch that den, and why is this man calling in now?
No, that's somebody went back and they took a clip from that stream. They were just playing the clip from that stream. So that wasn't Chicago Mike calling in.
I'm gonna be honest. It sounded like Tinny.
No, Tinny is definitely not Tinny lingo. Tinny's
Nah.
Tinny's a good dude.
Yeah, shout out to Tinny.
That's funny.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but I honestly don't know what else to say. I'm speechless. I'm without speech.
Yeah, that was. So, how do you feel? Do you agree with what he was saying? Do you disagree? What are your thoughts on what was being said?
What the hell was he saying? I don't.
Oh, you know what he was saying. He was dropping ER bombs like they were dropping bombs in Hiroshima. And Nagasaki.
I'm just gonna say right now, I don't appreciate him using that word.
Oh, you get offended by that word?
Kind of,
Why?
because of what that word has been used for,
Okay.
and yeah, I didn't like it.
Okay. For those of you asking which show that was, it was the conservatives versus liberals debate. There's a elephant and a donkey on the thumbnail. I'll try to see. I want to say it was from March 15th, so you may have to go back a little bit. But like I said, I just uploaded that to the latest podcast. So if y'all want to catch it, and maybe if you want to actually watch the stream so you can catch the chat, that's one thing. But if you want to catch that on the podcast and just listen to it, it's the latest podcast that's been dropped. So okay, so you say you're offended to it because of the history of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Has anybody ever called you a nigger?
No. They called me the N-word, but without the hard R.
Okay. They gave you the light A.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have friends who refer to each other as nigger?
As a joke, yeah.
Okay.
Like for humor value.
Because I know a lot of communities. I know a lot of people who may not be black. I think that word has spread throughout all kind of populations. And I know people who use it to refer to themselves, and they may not fit the normal description of what you would think somebody who would use that term would be. So I'm just curious. Okay.
Yeah. And we had this thing at my school called an N-word pass, where you could actually say it.
So who issues out the passes? How many signatures do you have to get the pass?
Wait, what'd you say?
I said, who issues out the N-word pass, the nigga pass, and how many signatures do you have to get it?
I don't know. I never figured it out because I never got it.
Oh, it's fucked up. I mean, hey, if you need a reference, just tell them to hit up the den line. I'll be a reference for you.
Yeah, and yeah. I watched this one dude, this one comedian. You remember me talking about Bert Kreischer, right?
Absolutely not.
No,
No, I do not.
you don't remember?
No, I don't remember. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. Okay. Well, let me try to refresh your memory. The advice that he gave to his daughter about drugs. When it comes to drugs, just take half. Wait 2 hours. Wait 2 hours. See if you like it. Take the other half. If your roommate, if your boyfriend blinds you, that means his roommate's gonna fuck you. Don't do it during sex. If your roommate blinds you during sex, that means his roommate's gonna fuck you.
Oh, well, that's a terrible thing. That's a bad thing. That's a no, and I don't condone that. But it is kind of funny. Look, y'all got to understand something about me, man. I'm all about humor. I'm all about comedy. I'm all about free speech. And look, especially via the internet or places where people have safe spaces, I'm not going to get mad about no shit like that. Because what I'm going to do, punch my monitor, fucking break my keyboard or something? No. Now, for me to sit here and say that, I ain't going to never let that, it's easy to say that. But if a motherfucker has bad intentions, and we are in close enough physical proximity, I can't always say that I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't say that I'm gonna just casually brush it off. It's going to escalate. Or I'm not gonna hit somebody because it will escalate into a maybe an intense conversation. And I would probably try to provoke somebody to initiate it, and then we'll handle it from that. Because I can't just justify beating up on somebody for some words. Because a lot of people will try to provoke you into some shit, and then play the victim after you beat their ass. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's another thing too. They'll try to bait you into doing something stupid, and they'll act like, oh, this man hurt me. I didn't do anything to provoke it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna test you. I'm see how angry you really want to get. I mean, like if you feel that way that you using something, say you kind of mad. So I'm gonna provoke you. I'm gonna see how mad you really want to get, and then we'll go from there. But as far as me just attacking you for saying it, I'm probably more likely to laugh, or like I said, I'm gonna lay a trap, and we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah, because that's what some people want. They want a reaction out of you when you get mad.
Mm-hmm. Well, so.
But back to the Bert Kreischer thing.
Yeah.
He's kind of poking fun. He's kind of poking fun at it, and he's like, if you buy the song, you can definitely say the N-word.
Is this Chrysler like Chrysler the car company?
He said I wouldn't say it if you're doing yard work. Just I'm the hardest worker. No. You know what I mean?
Well, I choked on the smoke. Goddamn it, we're down the road. I try not to inhale, but I painted a mental picture of that. But my thing is this, man. My thing is this. Like I said, context matters. But again, at the same time, like I'm a person that we talk about personal power. And if you let certain things take away your personal power, then they've won. They win when you do that. So I'm a person that's what I say. A lot of times it's like whatever. Now, if you feeling like you want to get real frog, if I see the intent in your eyes, like you think you're finna do some damage, or we finna get into a situation, then okay, well, let's see what you really want to do. But as far as you just saying some shit, trying to get some shit started, or you just saying it because you're gonna go run hide behind somebody or go call the police because you feeling threatened or something, no, whatever, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not tripping on that.
Yeah, but I think that's where I'm going to end it off.
Okay. Well, again, Rabbit, if you need that reference for your N-word pass, just tell them to send me a text at the den line. I got you.
All right.
That's a bit, man. Appreciate your call, man.
All right, man.
Already. Man, you know what's super funny? I didn't pay attention that I noticed when the caller went in and played that call back, right? Because he can't fuck with the police. Chicago Mike referred to himself as a nigga. He said he acts like a nigga. So what is that saying? What does that mean that Chicago Mike's family thinks of him? they are probably disappointed. They are probably disappointed. That is sad. What a waste of good Asian IQ. But I'm just saying, I didn't catch that until just now when it just got played back. And he's like, because I'm acting like a nigga. And so I'm like, okay, oh, interesting. Well, look, we gonna have some fun here. We gonna have some fun here, and we gonna enjoy it. If you're uncomfortable, buy a bigger size pair of drawers and get with it. We gonna have a good time in the den. Again, shout out to Dr. Rabbit. And for any of you, if you need N-word passes, I got y'all. Sam, man, look. Again, it's going to take all the internet stuff. It's whatever. I already know what it is. Because again, like usually when you catch somebody say that it's an anonymous hiding behind something, I'm not going to give it the energy. But if we have a real life situation that is escalating into an altercation, I'm not going to be the one to attack first. But at the same time, I'm not saying I'm the one that's going to get hit first either. But I'm not going to attack physically first. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Oh, you say you got your brother's kid for next 2 weeks? Already. But again, it's about what you let get to you, man. Don't let that bullshit get to you. And that's I'm a firm believer. Like back in the Gap, yeah, that shit would have set off a trigger warning. I'd have been like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's instant. But now, man, look, you're not finna sell me that shit. But again, I think that comes with growing and knowing. Man, I saw something funny today, right? On the Twitters. Where was it? In Detroit or something like that? People are killing me with this Nazi shit. People are, and again, and it's funny because we just it's some new breeds of folks out there. It was a white guy who shared it, and he's like, "This is terrifying. Look at this. This is going on in Detroit right now. The Nazis are having a rally." It was like 9 fucking people. It was like 9 people. I'm not afraid of 9 Nazis. Sorry, buddy. You know what I'm saying? It's just no. It's like, come on, man. Man, get on with the bullshit. This is a rally. Like, this is a family. Like, what are you talking about? This is, I don't know what y'all are talking. Like, what are you talking about? We say both races be better than black. I also know they love dropping in bomb. Yeah, man, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, come on, man. Let's be realistic. If we gonna play the game, I'm gonna play the game how I go. I tell y'all all the time. I say some of the most stereotypical. I was trying to decide if it was racist. This was a while back when I was trying to determine if I say racist things or I say stereotypical things. And some people can view racist things as stereotypical, but or vice versa, I guess. And I trust me, I say some. Oh, come on, man. I say a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit I say on the streams. A lot of shit I say off the streams. And I'm willing to admit, like, I don't necessarily give a shit. You know why stereotypes are interesting? Because they're funny. And here's my deal. I tell you all the time, if it don't apply, let it fly. If I know that shit does not in reference to me or I don't engage in that particular kind of behavior, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care. Now, if you have an underlying problem behind that, excuse me, if you have an underlying issue with me behind that, then let's get to the root of the problem. Let's find out how we're gonna solve that. What did Pac say? We can do it like gangsters. We can do it like punks. You know what I'm saying? And however you want to do it, man, it's whatever. But because you're trying to solicit a reaction out of me, I'm not. My willpower is a little bit better than that. So, Now, I'm not saying just let somebody sit there and just go to town on you. Defend yourself. If it's a verbal attack, defend yourself verbally. If it's a physical attack, then defend yourself physically. You know what I'm saying? And that's just really what it comes down to, man. exactly, baby. Look, trust me. Trust me. 9 months, man. Yeah, but if y'all don't get the fuck on, man, I'm walking down the street. Hey, I'm walking here. I'm finna slide straight through the middle of y'all. Y'all better get out my motherfucking way, man. That's how I feel. Dude got death for killing 5 kids. Word? Word? Yeah, you should. Make some big meals. Look, better whip up some spreads. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you better come. You gotta come with something, goddamn. We gotta get efficient. I always wonder, since we were speaking of Chicago Mike, Chicago Mike was my only Asian friend, and now I don't have any Asian friends. So y'all ran him off. That's the only Asian friend I've ever had, and now he's gone. I get sad sometimes thinking about that. Not gonna lie, I used to be super cool with the Asians back in school. You know what I'm saying? It was like it was 2 of them, Hugh and Jennifer. I remember it was. I don't know what their nationality was. I just know they were Asian, and they was always cool. Hugh was my partner. He was like the littlest dude. Y'all ain't finna pick on Hugh. I'm gonna whoop your ass. You fuck with my nigga Hugh, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Hugh is somewhere rich right now. I'm sure Jennifer is somewhere rich too. I think Jennifer might have been Japanese or something. Hugh was he's probably like Chinese or Korean or something. I don't fucking know. I don't know the difference. Here's my deal. Like, I don't know the difference between like Jews and other white people. I don't. I don't know the difference between all the different types of Asians. Anybody that has any type of Latin blood in them, they're all Mexicans to me. And that's not a fucking disrespectful thing. It's just, I like Mexicans. I've always had good relations with Mexicans. Some of my best friends, for the most part, have been Mexican. And so to me, it's like, I don't look at it as an insult. But if you call someone from South America, Central America, Mexican, and they are not Mexican, they're going to be very unhappy with you. Don't tell me the line on that tripping shit. I seen somebody trying to call in. What's shaking? What's shaking? Let me see. Let me make sure they ain't on that boo boo boo. I hate Jay Dizzle, goddamn. I just see what you put on that fucking Instagram. Well, I'm telling you, I used to run, well, not run a warehouse, but I was a lead in a warehouse a while back. And man, it would be, I would be overseeing like 100 plus people at a time. And so it was a chick. She was real cool. I think she was getting her GED or something like that. And man, I think she was Honduran or something like that. I made the mistake of calling her a Mexican. That is the clearest English I ever heard her spoke in my entire time there, when she clarified the difference and why Hondurans did not like to be called Mexican. And I felt like my life was in danger. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. I felt some real shit. She got me, and I'm talking about, this was the coolest, nicest lady every time. And what was her name, man? I can't remember. And there was a couple other people there who were Honduran. And there was a little dude, and he was talking. He was a Honduran dude, and he was like, "Man, look, don't ever fuck with them Honduran ladies. They're crazy. Fucking cut your dick off, man." He said, "You cheat on her, that's it. No more dick." I was like, "What the fuck?" But yeah, man, it was definitely an eye-opening experience. Did I learn my lesson? No, because I still call everybody Mexican. But it's just like a term of endearment. You know what I'm saying? It's a term of endearment. I love everybody. Yeah, there's been I don't think it's been multiple Mikes. I think there've been two identifiable Mikes. You had Chicago Mike, who was Asian, and you got Prepaid, and then, but yeah, all Mexicans. You a Mexican too? I don't know. Well, what's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Oh, I'm on?
Yes, ma'am. It's Miss Kathy.
Yes, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad, man. I know you've been trying to get in for so long,
Good.
and I'm glad you finally got a chance to.
Let me turn this, let me pause you for a minute. But listen, first of all, I want to say hello to Professor Trill. Is that his name?
Yes, ma'am.
AB, Prepaid, Miss Rashida, Bell, all of them. I feel like I'm part of this Den family.
Oh, you are part of the Den family. No questions asked.
And you're unique. Don't change being you right now. You can transition to something else later on, but right now, you know what I mean? You're where you should be. But listen, you wanted to know our strengths and weaknesses. My strength is I don't see obstacles. If there's something I want to do, ain't nobody stopping me but God. My weakness is because I'm fair, I think that everyone's going to be fair in return. And I find that people aren't fair. My daughter, when she was in college, she said the professor asked her who her favorite person was. Naturally, the kids say my mother. He said, give me one word to describe her. And I was wondering what my kid was going to say. And she said, my mother is fair. And that was the most beautiful thing that I could have heard. Because I try to be fair, but people are just not fair.
I agree.
And I don't try to take advantage. But, okay, and getting to fairness, let's go back to one of the other shows about who should pay. Going out to eat. Okay?
Wow.
I'm a good old-fashioned cable lady in lots of ways. And for me, I think a man should pay. Because if I'm in a relationship after a while with a man, if we get invited to a wedding or a baby shower or something like that where a gift is required or a card with money, it's usually the woman that does that. If we're invited to a cookout or barbecue or something like that, it's usually the woman that prepares and brings the side dish. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I don't feel badly if the guy has to pay. You know what I mean? And when I go out to eat, I'm going to order whatever I felt like eating if I was going out by myself. If I felt like eating a hot dog, then that's what I'm going to do. If I feel like eating lobster, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to switch it up because he's paying. I'm going to all of a sudden order lobster or anything like that. So that's just me.
Okay. But I can rock with that because I can see that, and I think you gave a valid example. So I definitely can rock with that. Okay.
But I see lots of women that do go out there and try to get a free meal. You know what I mean? And sometimes you have to look at the age. If you're older and you're still running around trying to get a free meal, you're tired. You know what I mean? Younger, and I had put on there when I was younger, raising my children, I went with a man that was 15 years my senior. And he was a wonderful man, but we ran two households. You know what I mean? And I did go with older men when I was a young mother because sometimes I needed other things. I needed someone like to fix the car or, you know what I mean? James helped me because I couldn't finish going to school. You know what I mean? I owed a loan. It was a little $400, but back then I couldn't pay it, and James paid that. So that paved the way for me to finish with my double associate's degree, my bachelor's degree, my master's degree, and my 5 certifications. He's since dead, you know what I mean? But his family and I are still friends. You know what I mean? Because he was a wonderful man. Was I passionately in love with him after a while? No, but he was a wonderful man, and my kids will always remember him as that. You know what I mean? And I will be there for his family today, and that was years ago. You know? So what else? Do you have any questions to ask me? Because I'm in now. I'm a done at now.
I'm trying to think. I'm like I said, I'm just glad you got through. I had something on my mind and it slipped my mind. What was I gonna say? Okay, what are your feelings on going to the strip club with your partner? Is that a yes or a no go?
I wouldn't.
Okay, why not?
You know, I would not because I wouldn't want to go because I don't want to see naked men. I don't want to see naked women. I don't want to see naked anybody. I don't want to see anybody sweating and things and gyrating on me.
No naked sweat on you. Okay.
Yeah, no. That's privacy.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? And certain things that you do, you mean freaky things that you do it with someone that you are in love with. You mean I wouldn't just get into, meet somebody and go to bed and start pulling out all the tricks. You mean that's something only for anyone you're in love with. You mean it's an extension of your love. I wouldn't go around doing it to anybody else, and I wouldn't appreciate knowing that my man went around doing that. I don't want a man that has had too many miles on his dick.
Oh.
And I don't want too many miles on my pussy either.
Yeah. No, see, that's what,
Really,
that's
and
what
it,
causes ED.
really, yeah, it's sacred. It's sacred. It really is. And if a man ever gets jealous and says, "Well, who are you fucking?" Excuse me, if I was fucking somebody else, you wouldn't be getting it.
Mm.
Yeah, because I'm not going to get revenge with my private part. I'm not going to get revenge with that. That's lowering my standard. You did it, but I'm not going to do it. It's as simple as that. There's some things that I won't do.
Okay.
And I like the kind of man that if he goes out without me, if a girl pushes up on him, I want the kind of man that'll say no, you know what I mean, even if he's not married, you know what I mean, to me. I have someone at home that I love and I care about, because I would say that, and I've had a couple of men in my lifetime when I've gone out and they pushed up on me, and I said, no, are you married? No, but I have someone that I care about deeply, and they said, he's a very lucky man. I don't believe in cheating. You know what I mean? And I realized that some people want to share men. I'm not doing that. Yeah, I would share plenty of things. I would give you the shirt off my back, but I don't share my man. That's off limits. And he better not share himself.
All right, so we got some questions in the chat. We got a couple of guesses. So we have Jersey, Philly, New York, and Boston. People are guessing where you're from by your accent. In Philly.
What do they think?
I see
They said Philly?
Somebody said we have Philly, Boston, New York, and New Jersey.
Closer to Boston. I'm 1 hour south of Boston, in New Bedford.
Okay.
Yep, small town, New Bedford. With the group Tabaz, Heaven Must Be Missing an Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're from my town. Elvana, if you see her video, I'm friends with her mother. My other girlfriend's daughter is married to a pro, an NFL player. You mean there's a community of us, and we are like Portuguese and African. We're Cape Verdean. So my people are from the Cape Verde Islands off the west coast of Africa. My grandfather's people are from the island of Brava, and my grandmother's from San Vincent.
Okay. Very interesting. That is good to know that you're familiar with your
So we're
history.
black, but we're Cape Verdean. And Amber Rose is part Cape Verdean. Pebbles, that is still TLC's money.
Yeah.
She's Cape Verdean. Michael Beach is also, he's from down the Cape. He's one of us. He's waiting to exhale. Remember she set his clothes on fire?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Michael Beach is one of us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if you go onto YouTube and just type in Cape Verdean beautiful people, you'll see the rest of us. And one of the guys that did the demonstration at the Woolworths in the South, remember they did the demonstration to college kids?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, Jabril, I forgot what his name was then, but now he's Jabril Kazan. He lives in New Bedford. And when he came here, he was fascinated. He said, it's like a missing link. He said, there's a whole tribe of black people here that were unheard of. He said, it's like a missing link. So we practice our culture. We have our festival. We speak our tongue. You know what I mean? Our food and our culture, everything we eat, everything we do, it's like a complete balance. It's walking the fine line between West Africa and Portuguese. The language you speak, everything.
Okay. That's interesting.
I'm New Bedford. Emerald Lagasse's from near here, the chef. He's from Fall River.
Okay.
So we's here.
All right. I got one more question for you, Miss Grace.
Yeah.
So you made a comment on the video the other day when we were, I think it was the Talking Dirty After Dark video. You said the ass slapping is a no-go. Why is that?
What? I would be offended. Well, let me tell you what. My mother raised 7 kids, and she was strict. Mm-hmm. And when we stepped out of line, we got our ass beat. Mm-hmm. Why would I want to sit up there and get the feeling of somebody slapping me to remind me of my mother giving me a whooping? That ain't sexy.
That ain't ass appreciation?
No. Better not. Anytime they've tried that, I've gotten offended.
So how should
No,
a
I don't.
man show that he appreciates the rumpus?
He needs to appreciate me as a whole. He needs to appreciate who the rumpus is connected to.
Okay. Okay.
You know how some guys think their dick is everything? Now, I don't fall in love with a dick. I fall in love with the person that the dick is connected to.
Okay. Okay.
You know, so I tell them, don't get it twisted.
Okay. Okay.
You know, but let's see, what else? Any other questions for me? Hey, Rashida.
I don't know. I don't know. Nothing necessarily coming to mind. Anything else that you would like to add or to, to just share, to familiarize the den folk with you, or anything that's on your
Okay.
mind?
I know there was a show where they talked about what you want in a man or the opposite sex and things. You know what I mean? And I have my little grocery list. You know, first of all, I like someone that's in good shape because I am in good physical shape.
Okay.
You know, I've been doing this since, and no, I'm not a muscle man because I feel like women should be softer. I'm not going to go and try to get bulging muscles to try to look like a guy or anything like that. You know, but I like someone that's in good shape because I am. And if a guy ever tells me he hates drinking water, that's a deal breaker right there. Can't do that.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I love water.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's got to be groomed. I don't want anyone that does drugs or anything like that. And I want somebody that digs me as much as I dig him. Because if my man, and I like long-distance relationships, when you get ready to see them, I secretly jump up and down and clap my hands and say yippee. You know what I mean? And I want someone to feel that same way about me.
Okay. That actually might be a very good conversation to have one day about long-distance relationships. That's interesting.
Yeah, and I don't know why I've always done it that way. And maybe, in even listening to the show, you did make me realize in the last couple of days and listening to people, I said maybe because my dad was a military man, he was stationed in Newport, and he was always away. He didn't marry my mother, but he was always away. But I remembered how she prepared and everything and how we prepared for his return. And I liked that feeling. You mean, so when he was left, we lived a poorer life. When he came around, you know what I mean, we got to go to the store and get a whole big bag of chips and a whole box of Slim Jims and big bottles of soda and all that other stuff. My father's from the South, Lexington, Kentucky, which is another story. That's a whole different world, you know, coming from the North and going down South.
Yeah.
And my father introducing me as a Yankee.
Well, we can't all be perfect, so, you know, I mean, we got to have our Yankees. I ain't too mad at y'all. Y'all all right in my book.
Yeah, good, because my father would do it. Said, Dad, don't do that. Yeah, so I'm known in this small town as Big White's daughter. My dad was Big White, Rutherford Wright, Big White.
Okay.
And he died just a few years ago. Yeah, so, and maybe that's why I like long-distance relationships. You know, even, you know, when I go to visit my man, that's the love nest. You know, when I was going with this guy that had come from, what was it, the Middle East, when it first started, Operation Desert Storm, Desert Shield, or whatever. You know what I mean? He got his own place. You know what I mean? He said, get the house all cleaned up for me. You know what I mean? And plug in the little smoke good things. You know what I mean? And slice my catfish nice and thin to fry it for me. You know what I mean? And have my Kahlua and have everything all set up. And because he couldn't afford so many things, what I did was I just called with my credit card and ordered some sheets and linen and things at the JCPenney, and all he had to do was go and pick it up. Until I went there and found out that he was cheating as somebody else. I ripped all those sheets off the bed and ripped the curtains off the windows and everything. That's not what I did it for. I did it because it's our love nest, not for you to be doing it with somebody else.
That's fucked up.
You know? Yeah, guys cheat. Guys cheat. You know they do. And when the women were talking about, and you said that they're against men and things, when I listened to everyone's story, the commonality was a man had hurt these women, a man had hurt these children, even the older men that when they were children, their fathers hurt them all. You know, and that's the commonality. And my mother warned me of that. When we used to walk down the street and I would see a lady wandering around when she had a lipstick all the way up under her nostrils, I said, Mommy, how come that lady's all crazy? My mother would say, a man did that. A man did that.
Damn.
So I made sure ain't no man gonna make me put my lipstick on way up under my nostrils. Please.
Yeah, please don't.
You
Please
know?
don't let them do that to you.
Yeah.
That's
No, heck no. I'm too strong for that. I'm too strong for that.
okay. Okay.
You know, I've slayed bigger dragons. But that's about, I'm glad I got through, so now they know who I am, and they
Yes,
know
ma'am.
me, and now I can talk even more. I was so nervous about doing this.
I don't know. Like, I felt like even though you hadn't called in, I felt like you were a part of the deal. You know, because you comment often. You know, even when the the shows are over, you know, you definitely follow up. So and I appreciate that too. I definitely do
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
that.
you, Honcho. It's because I'm usually in bed between 8 and 9 o'clock every night. I've never used an alarm clock in my life, and ain't never been late.
Okay.
It never. I
What-
don't do, and I travel the world
What's the secret
by
to that?
myself, and every 3-4 months, I just pop up. I do it. God gave me a built-in alarm clock. And we were too poor to have an alarm clock. And raising my kids, my daughter, that alarm clock would go off and she'd hit snooze. I can't tell you how many times I went in her room and snatched off the wall and flung it across the room. No, get up. You know what I mean? But I don't. Never late. Don't like late. I don't want anybody showing up on time. You got to be early.
Yeah. Okay.
You know? But that's about it. So I'm going to let somebody else call in so I can hear what they have to say. And I'm wide awake now.
Well,
I am wide awake.
man, I'm glad that you are, and I'm glad you're calling. It's finally good to hear your voice, to put a voice with the name, Miss Grace. I sincerely do appreciate you calling in, and I look forward to you remaining a
Okay,
member of the
thank
den.
you. And I love you all so dearly.
All right, thank you for calling.
Okay, yep, bye-bye.
Bye bye. Shout out to Miss Grace, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I can respect that. I can respect all of that. You know, being honest, that she has her standards and her protocol laid out. Y'all give me just a second. I gotta take a quick pause here. Man, y'all, while I'm doing that, make sure y'all hit that like button. If y'all just listening in with your old listening asses, then you know, hit that subscribe button. Give me a second. I know we got a call coming in, but I'm gonna catch. Michael Jackson look going on here. We gotta fix that. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. All right, y'all ready? See, I'll leave y'all for like 2 minutes and then come back y'all on some other stuff. What are y'all talking about male strippers and what is y'all on? Y'all are about it. But you know, while I was taking my Honcho hiatus, I was thinking about something. And what Miss Cat said, I do realize a lot of you ladies have been hurt. Maybe it's just not real to me because all the relationships that I've had or interactions have always come out. I'm still cool with them. Like every chick I've ever fucked with, even if I've done some of the most foul shit, we like still cool. I don't know, except for like one, but that's some other shit. But anyway, what's the motherfucking deal? Who do you have calling in to the den this evening?
What's going on, Honcho? It's your boy, man, up here. I want to turn my TV down real quick. Might get a go and turn it down.
Already, man. What's on your mind this evening, man?
I was just calling in, man, because your title kind of assesses what I want to talk about.
Okay.
And it's talking about assessing your advantages.
Mm-hmm.
And now, when I first joined the show, the previous caller, she was just hanging up saying she wanted to hear what other people had to say. So I don't know exactly what was going on. But I got a question for you, man. Did you hear what happened with Scarface?
No. What happened with Scarface?
He's now want to run for city council.
Word.
Yeah, I'll send you that link as soon as I got off the line here. I'll send you that link. Because a buddy of mine, a coworker of mine, who's also from Houston, I know from back home, he sent that to me. He showed it to me. I'm like, what? Scarface want to run for city council. And he's kind of taking advantage of your assessing your advantages. Because lately in his music, his past couple of albums, he's been talking about things that's going on in the world, especially his last one. So and now he wants to run for city council to, of course, try to make some changes. But, excuse me, sorry about that. But when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's amazing. I hope he wins. I hope he gets it. But we'll see what happens. So I just wanted to bring that up to you, man, just see what you thought about that.
Now, that's actually pretty cool, because I think that having somebody who's had experience, especially being in the city and seeing how much the city has changed over the years, and then having a name out here, I think that that may bode well for him. I think that may work out. So we'll see. But I commend it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Somebody that's well known in the city, who knows, everything. And you talked about this before. The best way to police your neighborhood is with, someone who knows the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They knows what's going on. Knows, hey, this person might just can be, just going down the wrong path. You can change their life in an instant or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. So I think, that was a good idea. I know I might be off topic of what was going on. Like I said, I just joined, so I don't know what was being talked about. But I just thought I'd bring that to attention, see if you heard about it, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I saw some folks in the chat saying that Bushwick did pass. I know people were saying he had died earlier, but they said he was still in the hospital, still fighting, so he wasn't quite. But I guess that it is now confirmed and official. So, shout out to Bushwick, a legend, an industry legend. You know what I'm saying? Of the Ghetto Boys. And so, I think he succumbed to the cancer, I do believe, that he had. I think they said when they found out he was already stage 4 when they discovered it a few months back. So, that's sad and that's unfortunate. But maybe that's I wonder if that has anything to do with inspiring Scarface to do something different. I'm curious.
I didn't hear about that one. I got to look that up. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I just wanted to bring that to your attention, man. That was my call. I didn't want too much. I just wanted to, see if you heard about it, what your thoughts was. That's all.
No, okay. Well, I hadn't heard about it, but thank you for sharing that with me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm going to send that link as soon as I get off here, man. But all right, you have a good one now.
All right, you too. Appreciate it.
All right.
Face, Ma. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, look. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So we have to see how that works, man. We have to see how that. What? Ortiz got shot? Damn. Was he in Houston? 'Cause in Houston, niggas a shooter. They don't give a damn if you a athlete or what. You'll get shot out here. Y'all remember what happened to Carl Landry? Niggas wasn't playing no games. Oh, with a shot. Oh, damn. Was he fucking with somebody's wife like that? If a nigga hit you with the gauge, he got some bad intentions. Like, that ain't no robbery. That's some bad intentions. You don't know. I ain't finna get into too many details, but, fuck. Yeah, you can't go home. See, but, hey, what is going on in the Dominican Republic, man? Motherfuckers getting beat up, getting killed. Now they getting hit with the shotgun. Okay, maybe they do it different in the DR. Good shit. Unless you put like a kick door or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Just your little common robbery. I don't think niggas just using the gas. That seems impact your mobility. Yeah, it's definitely Haiti like they were shipping all about. They would get anything looking halfway dark was getting shipped. I had a partner who went to I knew a dude who went to DR. I told that nigga, you better be careful. They gonna ship your ass out. You an American. You too dark, nigga. They ain't even gonna let you come in the country. Oh, that's tough, man. That's tough. Well, yeah, man. Miss Gray said something, and I wanna take a couple of minutes to talk about that. And this is kind of where this conversation kind of initiated. But it's a very important thing. She said she spoke on fairness and being fair, and she's that way because she expects other people to be fair. But it's fucked up because people are not fair. I still think I'm a relatively fair person, But when you are fair, people know that you have that trait. They will try to take advantage of you. So. I'm cautious. You have to be cautious with who you're fair with. If you're dealing with a scoundrel, then you're gonna have to get a little scoundrelish. You know what I mean? So it's a tough situation, man. It's definitely a tough situation. I seen that one lady. She started off. She was a white lady. Started off, and they beat her black and blue. She was purple. Like they showed them pictures. That was tough, man. It was tough. I was like, damn, because further there was a couple of black couples that ended up missing or dying or whatever. And somebody sent something to me or told me about their experience out there that I found to be pretty interesting. And they told me something about their trip, and I wonder how much that has played into it. We'll speak on that in just a second. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Hey, it's Rashida Part 3. What's up?
Well, part 3. What's that mean? What part 3 mean? I don't like what it's starting off already. This sound. Part 3. This is supposed to be a new conversation. What you mean part 3?
Hey, ladies, what it been?
Oh, well, the fellas can't get a hey? Wow. See, look at this sexism and prejudice that's taking place immediately. What's the motherfucking deal, Miss Rashida? What's on your mind?
Nothing. I'm just calling in, checking in. That's all.
Okay. How's your day been today?
It was okay. Had kids over, nephews and everything. So, how that go. They'll be back next week to start their summer break over here. Pray for me, y'all.
Okay. That's a bad. We'll all have a solemn little prayer for you. So, and is it including the one you mentioned the other day who's getting a little older, getting a little taller, and kind of starting to smell himself?
Yeah, and I messed up on both of their ages.
Oh.
I'm terrible to see. He's 14 and the other one is 10.
Oh, okay. Oh, 14. See, well, the further you get into them teens, the more they gonna make a scene.
And my little 10-year-old, he's growing up too fast. He used to be my little baby. Now he's getting tall and everything.
So how long do you have?
Makes me sad.
How long are you gonna be watching for the summer?
The whole summer.
Oh, okay. Oh, you a mama for the summer then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when we need to hang up that line, we know to call.
If we can't make it, I'm gonna have to send him, the oldest one, back over to his mama's house.
So see, look, we gonna be in the chat talking shit, or we gonna be in the stream talking shit. And if Rashida's phone get hung up, we know who did it. Somebody calling people.
Hey, that might not be a bad idea.
That's tough. That's tough. So what do you enjoy about your little family members actually coming over? What is it? What do you get out of that as an auntie?
Well, I enjoy the conversations and everything. And I have to, check in with them on what's going on in their life, and if I had to come up to the school or anything, because I don't deal with nobody trying to bully mine. I tell them I'll be up there.
Okay, you gonna pull up? You gonna be like old gal in California? So we want that smoke. Tell your aunties, tell your sisters, tell others.
Actually, I asked my little nephew today. I said, anybody been up there at school bothering you? He said, no. He said it, real quick. I'm like,
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. They ain't having no problems like that.
he said the kid that was bothering him, he beat him up, so he ain't had no more problems since then. I said, okay.
Well, damn. That's so. Well, it must run in the family then. Y'all over there whooping
But sometimes the way that I tell them to do things and the way their mama tell them to do things is conflicting. Because she's more of a go tell the teacher kind of person.
Yeah.
And I'm more of a, if he hits you, hit him back kind of person.
Yeah. Yeah, if it gets physical, you're gonna have to defend yourself. I do believe in that. But if there's alternatives to putting yourself at risk, with any kind of trouble. But especially as a young boy, though, you gotta, if you go run and tell after you get popped one good time, then they're gonna put pressure on your whole public education career. So it's definitely.
He was doing that before, like, I want to say about 2 years ago. There was a little boy that kept on hitting him. And he would go tell the teacher, and then nothing happened from that. So I don't know why I asked him one day. I said, is anybody bothering you? Because, he's kind of talkative. And he wasn't as talkative as he normally is. I said, what's going on? And he happened to tell me about the little boy, was hitting him. And he tell the teacher, and then nothing really happened. I said, the next time that little boy hits you, you knock fast on him. And that's what he did. And he ain't had no more problems. But see, I didn't know his mother had told him to go tell the teacher. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he kind of got in trouble, and I felt a little bad for that. Yeah. So I had to order him a toy, keep things.
But that's what I'm saying, though. If the teachers in the school, they're not doing anything, it gets to a point where you're forced to have to protect yourself, And it's unfortunate that if you do something back, then you end up getting in trouble for it. So they always catch the retaliation. They never catch the initial situation.
Exactly. But see, he's too open about what he does. You got to hit him the same way he hit you, so the teacher didn't speak anything.
I agree.
So.
Okay.
But I don't know. I just feel like being a parent is a tough job. I'm not a parent, but still I deal with issues that parents deal with. So sometimes, but it's just difficult.
Okay. So I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel? I know they say they have a section in Chicago that is predominantly limper-wristed than the rest of the town. How do you feel about this pride parade, or the straight pride parade they're supposed to be having in Boston? There's lots of gay pride parades all over the country. Do you think that it's a wrong move? Do you think that straight people should stay out of that, or do you think that it should be encouraged that there's a straight pride parade?
Well, I don't see the point in not going. I mean, if they had one here, I'd probably show up. I mean, I mean, how can you tell me I can't be proud to be straight, but you can be proud to be gay? That's not right.
Okay. Seems
And
like,
y'all taking over the country anyway. Now they trying to make us the minority and they the majority.
no,
And
no.
that shit not gonna happen. Y'all ain't gonna push us in no straight closet. Shit.
Well, we ain't that a bitch. What if you had to come out the closet to be straight? Well, I have to
Exactly.
tell y'all I'm
That's
straight.
what they trying to do. Nowadays you say you straight, man, and people look at you weird.
Yeah.
Like straight becomes a new I don't want to say weird, but new, yeah, whatever. So I'm not finna go for it. I'm not gonna hide in no closet because I'm straight.
I agree. I agree. Ain't enough room in that closet for all of us. So we gonna stay out.
Exactly. Exactly. So we could do some things in the closet now.
No, you over there talking about 7 minutes of heaven and shit.
Yeah, you remember them back in the day going that closet?
No, I was a young God fearing man. I would never do things like that. I've never participated in okay, maybe a couple of times. I might have
No,
had
you was the leader. You the
uh,
leader to the closet.
I might have had a couple of hours of heaven. You know, it is what it is. But um, but the thing about that is I don't see anything wrong with it because the pride thing is supposed to be all about inclusiveness and all that. Why don't they want to let the straight folks have a parade? That's what I don't understand.
What you
Why?
mean let us? Why do we need their permission? I don't understand it.
Oh, because it's a
It's not
hate
anti-gay.
it's a hate crime now to
Not
be straight.
anti-gay. Is it anti-gay parade or is it just being straight parade?
No, it's not anti-gay. They actually got a gay dude who's going to be the grand marshal of the parade. So I think that's very interesting.
Why can't we coexist?
Oh, word. Yeah, that's the term. We're supposed to be coexisting. Yeah, so that's what I think. I mean, everybody should be. Like I said, my thing is, I don't hate anybody. You do what you do. Matter of fact, the more gays there are, the better, because then that's more women for the rest of us. You know what I mean? So,
Like, I live in Chicago. The gay people they have a whole side of almost a whole city to themselves. Not city, but like section of the city
yeah.
to themselves. And I don't have a problem with that. Be free, be comfortable, do what you want to do.
No,
You know,
don't get too comfortable. Just be kind of comfortable. Don't be too comfortable.
I don't ride through there. I don't have to see what they got going on. Men walking around with ass chaps on and kissing and hugging and holding each other tight. Hey, no, that's not Jesse Hood. Stop it.
My boy Jesse,
I heard he got married, but I never actually looked it up. I wonder if that's true.
no, he throw it up and said, "Boy, block." That's tough, man. Yeah, I heard something about that too, but I don't know. I don't know how that worked out,
But see,
man.
the thing with gay people, and I'm not homophobic at all. I got gay friends. The thing with gay people is, why do I need to know what goes on in your bedroom? I don't care because you don't need to know what's gonna go on in mine. So I just don't understand the need to come out. I don't. I still don't understand it.
I'm
And like with my gay friends, we don't talk about them being gay because that's not a big part of who. I mean, it's a part of who they are, but they don't make that every subject has to be about gay people. We got common interests other than you know, this shit. Being gay ain't no common interest with me, but we just got talk about other things. You know what I'm saying?
no.
That's why them being gay don't have it's not an issue for me.
So y'all ain't competing for the same thing. I'm just saying, look, you might have.
Are white. They white, not black.
What that mean? Everything is a go these days.
But I feel like a lot of white like gay people go with their same race. I don't think it's as much interracial gay dating.
Okay, okay. Um, So let me.
And I worked in the office with primarily gay people before.
Damn.
Like the straight people was the minority. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have an issue with it. Shit, I gotta make my money. Hey, but they didn't try to make me feel uncomfortable, or talking about their sexual activities or nothing, So it was all good.
So you don't hang out with the flamboyant types, or what do you call
They wasn't flamboyant though. They was just like normal. They wasn't like, cause they at work. You ain't there to be, looking like RuPaul or nothing.
them?
We didn't have nobody there with, makeup on or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Some people that was in there, I was surprised when, they told me, oh, he's gay, he's married to a man, you know.
That's tough.
And also, most of them, they was white in their office, and I was like one of the few black people, and they treated me fine. I didn't have no issue. But then again, I don't really have issues with a lot of getting along with people, because I'm a cool person. It is what it is.
I got a question. How do you feel about these people who are encouraging? Because I've seen that there's supposed to be some show coming out about 10-year-old drag queens. How do you feel about that?
So you really putting me on the spot because I really don't like to express my feelings on certain issues because I find that people can't handle it, and then they come to me, and then they turn me into the old Rashida that's trying to do better in life, because people just can't respect your opinion on things.
Okay. Well, we all respect opinions in the den. We all love Miss Russia.
No, we don't. No, we don't. No, because when I was talking about what I wanted to know, it was a problem. All the men ran after Dan. I ain't gonna even mention what I was talking about, but yeah.
That's something different. That ain't opinions. That's sinful abominations of certain situations.
And sometimes sex involves pain and pleasure. But you know what? I'm just gonna give an overall opinion on it. I don't agree with it. I feel like kids should be kids, and you shouldn't. Okay, it's one thing if your child, comes to you and be like they want to use makeup or whatever, but to encourage and promote it, which I think they do for money. I feel like a lot of these parents are exploiting their children for money because a 10-year-old drag queen is something that's exploitable. And it's unfortunate that being a weird is trending.
So
But you know what? If I had a 10-year-old daughter, I wouldn't let her play in a bunch of makeup. So a 10-year-old boy definitely not going to play in no bunch of makeup for what?
Right.
You can want to be a makeup artist without actually putting makeup on your face. I get you a mannequin. Practice on it.
Straight up, just like they do with the hair.
And you definitely not walking out the house with no makeup or no dress. Don't play. I wouldn't allow my kids to make decisions as kids. When you 18, you ain't got to be on your own, but when you at least 18, well, yeah, I say about 18, 20, I would prefer 21. So you're able to deal with the consequences of what you choose.
Yeah.
Because kids can be cruel. They already make fun of you for little things, and now you want to go to school in makeup and a dress, and then come home crying because kids have bullied you. Now, if he's really serious about it, I might let him do it, occasionally in the house. But that's occasionally, maybe like once a year. twice a year, something like that, you know. But just to be letting him do it because he want to do it, no.
Okay. Okay.
You got to have set standards in your house, and other people don't live in your house, so I don't give a shit what nobody got to say. If I have a son, he's gonna be a boy. If I have a daughter, she's gonna be a girl. Period. You're not taking no hormones. You're not finna enter Little Miss Drag Queen contest or Drag Queen King contest, whatever.
Wow. That's a. I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I don't even know.
Like that's gonna be the next step.
No.
And now they got this rainbow clothes and shit out here for kids. No, you're not gonna be wearing none of that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You feel like I'm hindering you from something. But when you're 18 and you can buy your own stuff and do the things you want to do and make those decisions, then so be it. See, the problem is, man, I done went off on a little rant.
I'm
See,
listening.
that's why I don't like to talk. That's why I don't like to talk about this.
I'm listening. Rant on, Rashida. Roman can't be the only one that rants around here.
But yeah, like I was saying, see, the problem is that people allow others to influence their household because you don't want people to see you as homophobic. You know what I'm saying? Well, I feel like this is my damn house, and if you want to call me homophobic, then you can do that. You know what I'm saying? You raise your kids in your house how you want to, and I'll raise mine how I want to. What harm is it going to do a child not to have to be allowed to wear makeup and dresses and all that other kind of shit? He going to be scarred for life? He got his whole lifetime to do that.
Yeah, he can scar himself.
But you're not going to make adult decisions as a child while you living in my house. Not period. I know I sound kind of serious right now, but I'm actually, you know, a nice person and everything. But like some issues, I'm not gonna bend on that. Not
Yeah.
period.
I respect that. I mean, there's certain things you got to stand firm on. If you just let anybody do anything, then it's gonna be a situation.
Where does it stop?
Yeah, I agree.
Because he want to do something else, he not supposed to let him do that too. See, that's the problem. People want to allow their kids to do what they want to do instead of guiding them. That's your job, to guide your child,
Exactly. And
not
that's-
to just let them do whatever they want to do. And then another thing, parents need to stop just sitting their kids in front of the TV and not monitoring what they doing. They learning too much stuff nowadays, so where they being influenced. I mean, where did he see a person that young putting on makeup and all that kind of stuff? Some of that stuff comes from being exposed to things that you shouldn't, be exposed to.
I agree, and that's when, especially when because you got a lot of those people, especially if you got TVs in every room and all that other stuff, and you just letting the kid get in there and they get to travel down that rabbit hole. You know, that TV is leaving an impact on their thought process, and so yeah, you definitely got to take control of that. Like I said, we don't even do all that. We ain't a bunch of TVs in the house. We got one in the living room. We don't have one in the bedroom because the bedroom is for sleeping and creeping, and you know, ain't no bedroom in the little one. She got like a little iPad. We monitor that type of stuff. It's just, it's not going to be any just free range infiltration of the mind going on with a lot of this shit. And that's why I say, you know, people ask, well, you know, how so much you want to have a man? Because there's too much shit going on. That's why I've at this point in time, I'm not. And you see how it's increasing. It's like ramping up. Seems like every day. You know, so I say, man, I ain't got time for that shit. Like I'm not finna entertain it because it's gonna be a problem. You know, so I'm not really with that shit.
When my nephews over here, I monitor what they do. Cause you know I have my laptop, and then my nephew, he has the desktop computer, which I sit right behind him. I'm on my laptop, you know, so I can look right over his shoulder, see what he's doing. Why he on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? Or playing the game, whatever.
I agree. You got to. You got to.
Because you know what? A lot of these adults, they're sneaking into, like the games and stuff, and be talking to the kids and everything. Like I to say, not on my watch. You're not going to be sitting in the chat talking to nobody.
Yeah, I just seen some wild stuff happening on that. What's that shit? Roblox. I didn't even know what that shit really was about. I thought it was just a bootleg ass Minecraft. They talking about motherfuckers having gangbangs in the damn game and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? And it was a
NPC. NPC, I see you want to be funny, but when I hit your ass with this strapping these anal beads, you ain't gonna be talking that shit. You gonna be hollering my name.
Why do we have to?
I'm gonna have your ass twerking for dollars. Don't play with me.
Why do we have to go there?
Making your ass clap. Don't play with me. This ain't what you want. We was cool, but you want to crack jokes. I got jokes too. Now. Okay, back to the discussion.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
He's terrible. He always trying to say some extra shit. He ain't got no business saying it. I'm not with that.
I'm praying tonight. When I go to bed tonight, I'm going to make sure I say a nice, long prayer. I'm going to pray for everybody in the den and pray for myself. Because it's getting rough out here in these den streets. So
his ass gonna be hollering so loud the neighbors gonna call the police. He better be quiet. That's what he better do.
Oh, this is terrible. We don't want the neighbors to know no names. Okay, so
I'm like, why is that man screaming?
so why do you think that this is increasing in the way that it is? Who do you think is really behind this? And for it to be such a small minority of people, why do you think that they have such a big impact on the way society is moving these days?
What you mean small shit? It seems like it's about half now.
I think the media makes you think that.
Yeah, definitely. Shit, it's gonna be. They're gonna have their own network soon.
No, shit. I think they got one.
They do.
I think.
So why they don't put all that stuff on there? Shit. But some people rather not see that.
Gay people don't like to pay for cable.
Oh, they don't?
I don't know. I'm just saying random shit. They got all the money. Hell yeah, they paying for cable shit. They got all the
Exactly. A lot of gay people have money. Well,
yeah.
But I think that's a great idea. So now their own network and put everything they want on there. So they don't have to subject other people and their kids to seeing stuff.
That's tough.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I just don't want to see it.
Okay. So as long as they're doing what they do in their own, the privacy of their own home, you okay with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Exactly.
Okay. That's I'm laughing at some of these explanations. I don't know. I mean, I have nothing else to add to it. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know. Crazy world in which we live in. So I do got a question, because right now this is quote unquote Pride Month, right?
Excuse me. And I didn't even know anything about it.
Yeah.
I mean, where did this come about?
I don't know. I think it's some new shit, because I didn't know that it was a deal. But this
why did they get a whole month?
No, I'm saying.
What happened to Pride? What happened to they had a day? How did shit stretch out to a month now?
Well, look, they making moves. They out there making moves in the streets.
Who approved this? That's what I want to know. Who approved this?
Obama. Obama said, "Hey, look."
No, this wasn't going on. Obama
Said, "Hey, you got to respect the gays. They're out here donating to my campaign, and they broke bread, so I'm gonna make it right for them." But no, my thing is, My thing is like, why do you think all these companies get involved? I posted a picture. It was on Twitter, and it was basically all these these companies here in America have changed their logos. A lot of social media, a lot of major companies too, have changed their logos to rainbow versions of their company logo in support of this. Why do you think that's a thing? Do you think they genuinely care, or is it a marketable thing to do? They can make money.
Money. It's all about the money. They gonna change that shit right back in July. I told you I seen the little advertisement for the little rainbow clothes and everything. You know, for the kids. Why are you trying to label your kids that early in life?
Yeah. Again, especially when they're most impressionable. You know. But people I don't know, man. I think all the logic has been out the window. I think it's just people are doing shit for attention. Attention is a premium nowadays. So now my kid ain't really good at shit. They're not athletic. They're not too smart. They don't have any real skills. But hey, they're gay or they're cross-dressing or they're doing whatever else. Let's pay attention to them because they're special now. I think it's like, I don't know, man. I really don't. I don't know, but I think it's a problem in the way that people are. Embrace what you want to. If you with the shit, fine, dandy, cool, whatever. But oh shit, a cricket. If you with it, do what you do. I can't necessarily tell you, but it's like the way that it gets promoted, that everybody is just pushing it to the forefront. Like I hate Spotify, right? Because they got a whole Pride playlist. And it's not that I hate the Pride, but it's just like I hate Spotify because they push all this shit to the front. If I don't want that shit, I don't want to see that shit. Like, I'm paying y'all for this fucking shit. I don't want this bullshit, and you can't even get rid of the shit. You can't remove it or nothing. Like, I hate that nonsense. Like, why are you forcing these things on the people? And that's my problem with it. That's my
My problem is that infiltrating the kids. That's my problem with it. I don't like it at all. I don't want to see kids at a gay pride parade. I don't care what nobody say about me, call me homophobic, transphobic, whatever kind of phobic you want to. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, can you be homophobic if you have gay friends? Or does that work like when white people say, I got black friends? Is that the same thing? Is that how that works?
Well, damn it, if I'm homophobic, then I'm homophobic. I still got my friends, and they still gonna be my friends. So.
Okay. All right. I don't know, but I have nothing else to add to it. Like I say, my thing is, I'm not about, I guess, but when you say you disagree with them, then automatically you're labeled homophobic, you're labeled transphobic, or you're oppression and all that stuff, and that's the crazy thing.
You have no idea how many times people have come after me on a post because of my comment. It wasn't even anti-homosexual. Yeah. It was just not agreeing with certain things, But I have to stand on my beliefs just like they want to stand on their beliefs.
Exactly.
Why is their belief any more important than my belief?
Yeah. I agree.
I'm not about to allow my child to walk around in rainbow clothing signifying themselves. Because you signify yourself to pedophiles, too. Yeah. He's a rainbow.
I don't even want to talk about some of the shit that I've seen posted from some of these events, and that's why I said, when I did the video about the D Wade thing a while back, you're hating on him because he's gay, and when you were 11 or 12, you knew you liked little girls. Yeah, that's cool, that's fine. But shortly thereafter, I probably was. I was getting into shit, but.
But I wouldn't. No offense to anybody with a gay child, but I don't want your gay child trying to experiment with my child. Period. Yeah. I'm sorry that I know that will offend people, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And my thing is like, it's the thing about that is what I'm saying is there's so many things that take place, and this is my problem. I don't care necessarily about the parade, but why is it that it's not even about necessarily being gay? It's like over sexualizing everything. You know, because they got motherfuckers out there walking men on leashes, and you know, out there doing all kind of weird
Let me
shit.
tell you something.
Uh,
My brother, he did security for the gay pride parade, and the things he saw, he said he don't never want to see again.
exactly.
Some of them men had their ass out. They had some of their penis showing. It was some of them that was naked. You know what I'm saying? And then you guys think it's okay to have kids there. If you gay parent, I understand that, understand that. Get your child a babysit. You know, that should be for adults.
Yeah, that's what I agree. That's my big issue because people are taking. I mean, small children. Like I said, 'cause there's some of these things that have been posted via Twitter. Because like I said, I follow some certain conservative people, and they were just saying it's like this is what you're taking your kids to, and it's like again, if you had a straight pride parade, right, and men were walking women on leashes like that, or vice versa. I know some of y'all into that dominating shit. You know, if you were out there walking people on leashes and they half naked and everything, then they be talking about all kind of feminism and everything else.
Right.
It
It
would
makes
be
me question their sanity.
yeah, but yet that's okay. You know, my thing is a
That
lot of
is
activities
not
that
okay.
I wouldn't take a kid to no strip club because and that's the logic a lot of people have too. Is
Exactly.
when I did that, well, you would take you would say it's okay to go to a strip. No, the fuck, I would not say it's okay to take a that's the logic that people have when you say, nah, I don't think that it's cool that a kid's going to a gay pride parade. So it's okay for him to go to. I've never said that. I wouldn't fucking do that shit. Like, no, it's not fucking okay for a kid to go to a fucking strip club. Like, none of these things are okay. But the logic that people associate with it is just because you're straight, it's okay to look at women naked or whatever else, but not men. Look, when you're young and you are, developing, going through. Look, I had a stash. I don't know if I told y'all the story, but we stayed in some apartments, and I had two little Mexican partners, and they were devious, but they found like somebody had threw away a porn stash in the dumpster, and these motherfuckers went and got that whole fucking stash. When I say like it was maybe a couple of hundred magazines or whatever in there. So they went and got that shit. And we had built like a fucking clubhouse in the back, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? So it's a thing. We all had, back in my day, y'all youngsters don't know nothing about VHSs. If you came across a little tape or something, you had to put the tape in, and you say, well, what's going on here? And they was looking old and crazy looking. The motherfucker, the quality was so bad. But you watch stuff, fine, dandy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sitting here saying that if I had this, that I would go show this to kids. Hey, look at this, look at what I got. This is this is what you like. So this is what you wanna do. So again, it's like why you erase the message to Mark? But my thing is like I'm not encouraging any kind of sexuality upon children. Again, I believe that childhood is innocence, and it should remain that way as long as possible. Eventually, natural things are gonna fucking happen. It is what it is. But it's like, come on, man. Like, come on, man. We got to stop the nonsense because we're getting so lenient. And again, like I say, you had like I guess I don't know if they were supposed to be a gay couple or what, but one of them they got the little kid hoisted on the shoulder, the other one kissing the little kid all in the mouth. Like, that's not what's up. I think it's weird when parents biological parents kiss their kids in the mouth, like on the cheek. Women, it's a little different because women mothers are a little different. It depends, but ain't no man should be kissing his kids in the mouth. Tom Brady or anybody. Like there is no reason to do that. Hey, kiss your kid on the forehead. It is what it is. But all in the mouth, that's not what's happening. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm sorry, it's just not cute to me for a little boy to be walking around like he run on the runway, like he a little model with a little crop top and some booty shorts or whatever they try to put these kids in. Just trying to make them look feminine. That's not cute to me. I don't like it. It's sad.
Yeah, it's agreed. Cause like I say, even with the little one, look, it's school is out, and the school rule is shorts got to be fingertip length.
Exactly.
And the little one tried to say, man, if you know, because she getting taller or whatever, so she asked most. I'm like, nah, you better go, we're not finna have that shit. You ain't going nowhere with me. You better go put some motherfucking either some pants on or find some shorts that fit. Like, I'm not finna play that game. And it's not even a, it is, if it was a boy, we definitely have some issues, but shit, I'm not playing them games with her. So I'd be damned if I had a son and that motherfucker, man, look, Jack, this we finna have a sit down, a heart to heart, or come to Jesus meeting, because we got some things to talk about. But you know, it is what it is. So
Yeah, it's sad. That's what it is. Just because your child gay don't mean you got to grow them up faster than any other child. They shouldn't be. You shouldn't be out there letting them do this and do that. That you wouldn't let a child do if they was strict.
yeah,
Because they know way in hell a parent with any sense will let their child go to a strip club. So why the hell you gonna let your gay child go to a gay parade where the people be walking around like that naked and exposing your child to all kind of stuff?
yeah, yeah. But they obviously, to me, that means they gotta be willing and open to some weird shit themselves. They allowing their kids to that. That's the only way I can see it. I mean, that's the only way I can see some of that shit. You know, they can say whatever they want to say, but if you encouraging that behavior,
I wish they would use another symbol instead of the rainbow. I used to love the rainbow.
nigga can't even eat Skittles no more. Goddamn, you know.
Exactly.
And now they phrasing this questionable. And they ain't tasting no goddamn rainbow. Fuck that. Fuck you and them Skittles. You know. So there's that. There's that.
Well, I'm gonna let somebody else call. I think I done took up 40 minutes.
No, it's all good. You know, I love talking to Miss Rashid. But okay.
I know ain't nobody gonna complain though. Nobody but them men. And if y'all complain, next call gonna be about something y'all don't want to talk about. So
It's all good because, like I say, when them nephews get there, we gonna just send them. We gonna send the man message. You know, me and they got like telepathy, so we can send messages. And I just say, I'm gonna send a mental message. Hey man, hit that phone. Hit
you know what?
Hit
You
that red
seem to have
button.
a wait a minute. Hold on. Let me check Lewis right quick because you seem to have a problem. Every time I call, you got something to say. When I get on the line, all you got to do is cut your volume down. It don't have to be no more comments or no more words from you. Not period. And you never call in to contribute. Only thing you do is sit in the chat and just say dumb shit. That's it. Period. Okay, well, I'm about to go now. I'm being my living room.
Already. Well, I appreciate your call, Miss Rashida. And
All right, take care.
keeping it above board this evening. Thank you. Have a good evening.
All right, bye-bye.
Already. All right. So, it's about that time before we wind it down. I want to give Miss Shannon, said she wanted to call in, so I want to give Miss Shannon a chance to call in, because I think she said she had something she wanted to say. And I might give y'all a little bit of mixer action tonight. Not too late, not too much, but we'll get a little bit of mixer action. Just because I want to pull some old hitman assassination. I've been doing all right. I ain't been dying as much. So let's see what y'all in here talking about. Let's see. The child shouldn't be conservative. Exactly. That's how I feel. No. Let's see. DeMarcus, why you leave that message, DeMarcus? You know, I'm trying to figure out. It was a message that was up there earlier that you got rid of. What was that all about? What was that all about? Yeah, I got slightly rested. Not really, because I ended up doing a mixer late last night. So I just had to take care of some things, so I didn't really get a whole lot of sleep. All right, we're going to take them. We'll probably wind it up after this, but I want to hear what Miss Shannon has to say. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
It's me, Shannon.
Miss Shannon, what's on your mind this evening?
What were we talking about again? I forgot the topic.
Well, we were talking about accessing your advantages, but then we ended up talking about
Yeah, we
pride
ended up
parades and
talking
things.
about the gay pride thing.
Yes.
My thoughts on the gay pride thing is people are just making it worse. Because they're antagonizing people.
So who's antagonizing people?
The whole straight parade thing, it's a good idea, I guess, but you just gonna make it worse. You just gonna make the gay pride thing be pushed even further.
Why so? Why do you feel that way?
Because that's basically what it is. Everybody's giving it too much attention, and that's the reason why it's being pushed so hard, because everybody's giving it too much attention.
So straight people shouldn't
Like
have their own parade. If we're promoting and celebrating sexuality, why shouldn't straight people celebrate their sexuality?
Straight people can celebrate their sexuality all they want. Hell, I do that every day.
Hey-o. Okay. But I mean, so why they can't have a parade for it?
No, they can have a parade. Hell, are there gonna be no strippers?
No.
Fuck the female strippers.
The male strippers
Like,
are at the pride parade. They, look, they can't be doing double duty. They at the other parade. You know what I'm saying? Look, they can't go. Well, I ain't even gonna say nothing.
Like, all the things that are going on with the media, with gays and everything, it's being pushed hard because people are giving it too much attention. So it's popular right now, and that's what's happening.
Okay.
Like, everybody's just gonna follow what's trending and what's popular and who's talking about what the most.
Okay.
So the more people keep giving more energy to it, the harder it gets pushed. Doesn't matter if it's negative energy. You keep giving it too much attention, it's going to get pushed harder. It's going to be advertised even harder. Because that's what's being talked about.
Okay. But I mean, so if only one side gets talked about, is that fair to the other side?
Like, nobody really cared about it before. Like, it's been around since 1969, from what I've researched, and nobody gave a shit about it. Until now.
And where has it been? 1969.
Yeah.
Okay. Where did it start?
Like, nobody... I don't really know too much about it, but it started in June of 1969 because of some riots.
Who started rioting? So the gays started rioting? They just rioted for rights?
Yeah.
See,
And it was to celebrate gay activists who made changes with gay rights.
That's tough. So we just riot and we get rights if we riot? Is that how that works? That's tough.
No, that's not how it works. That's just how it came about.
I don't know about that. I told y'all about fighting gay people, though. Don't do that. Don't. So y'all.
Yeah, I just didn't care about it to know too much about it.
Y'all see some rainbow
And
riots.
the kid, and I do agree with Rashida about getting kids involved, but that's the parents' fault. Because the parents are the ones who are making a decision for the kids to bring them to an event that is for adults.
So should they have a label or a warning or something like that? Hey, 18 plus or something like that. Should that be a thing, or you think they don't care because they want to include and they want to infiltrate the children's minds at a young age?
Well, that's the problem with some of these parents, because I've seen videos where there are parents who are basically trying to brainwash their kids into believing they're transgender.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have fathers, mothers, basically telling their kids at age 3 that they're transgender.
Yeah, that ain't it. That ain't what's happening.
So that's child abuse, and they should be arrested for that.
That's terrible.
Just like out here in Kansas City, there's a part of Westport which is mostly a gay hangout, and when they have their parties and everything down there, shit is shut down. Like, no kids or anything allowed down there, because it's gay bars, gay clubs, gay everything. Shit is shut down.
So no kids, no straight people. Just you can't come through there.
No, straight people can go. It's just no kids. Nobody under the age of 18 is allowed down there when they have that.
Okay, I got a
Because
question.
I've been down there. I've been down there a few times with a couple of my friends who are gay.
That's terrible.
And I went down there for my birthday 3 years ago to help with a fundraiser down there for those people who got shot outside that gay club in Orlando. And they shut shit down there.
Yeah, but what
Like,
they-
nobody who is not an adult is allowed down there.
So I got a question. I got a question for you in the chat. Well, you've already answered it. So I got a question for the chat. Quick poll. All right. A 1 if yes, a
Okay.
0 if no. Would you or have you ever been to a gay bar? That's the question for you in the chat. Well, I think you've already answered that, but for those
Yes,
in the chat,
I have. I've been inside gay clubs. I've been inside gay bars.
Okay. And what's the difference
Like
between
I
a gay
said,
bar and a straight bar? What would you say? What would you say is the difference in the atmosphere between a gay bar and a straight bar?
actually, there isn't too much of a difference. Like, there's not a whole lot of people that are walking around inside those bars or those clubs that are, like, flamboyant. Like, everybody's pretty normal for the most part. You do get, like, a few drag queens and everything down there, which I thought was entertaining, watching the drag queen show.
Why? Why'd you find that entertaining?
Because it was just funny. Like, they were, from the over-exaggerated makeup, hair, the clothing, the way they were walking, the feminine way they were walking. It was just funny.
So my thing with that is,
And it was supposed to be entertaining, and they were basically putting on a show, and that's what it was.
So my thing is this though, like, you don't see that as a woman as a problem, the way that these men identify with women? Because it's always seemed like it's something overly exaggerated. It always seems like it's something just over the top. Like there's.
I
this
don't
perception.
even know if they identify as women, because those people that I saw after the show was over, they were in normal clothes. Like I said, they were putting on a show. And after the show was over, they were in normal clothes, dressed like normal men.
Yeah,
So I don't even know what if they identify as a woman or not.
That's tough. No female pimp, not now, not ever. If the atmosphere, the music is too questionable, I ain't fucking with it. But my thing is this, man.
Like, I don't know how anybody else handles the gay pride thing, but I know when down in part of Westport, which is mostly a gay hangout, on that side of Westport, that shit gets shut down. Like, nobody is under 18 is allowed down there.
Do you have you ever eaten gay barbecue?
Have I eaten gay barbecue?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You gotta know your barbecue.
Are you asking me if a gay person cooks my barbecue?
Yes, that's what I'm questioning.
I don't even know, because that is not something I ask. I do not walk up to someone and ask them, are they gay, while cooking my food.
Okay. Do you think that the animals may have been gay that you've eaten?
No.
I'm being ridiculous.
But the funny thing is, when I was down there, there was a gay dude, and he was talking about how he had just come out. He was giving me his whole life story, and I wanted him to go away.
What?
Because he was stopping me and my friends from leaving, and they were getting annoyed, but I was trying not to be rude because he's elderly. And
That's the worst kind of gays.
he thought me and my friend were in a relationship together. He thought we were gay.
Wow.
And he was telling us about some kind of gay thing where apparently gay people from all over the country get together and they travel together and shit. And he did say being straight is a sin.
Well, there you go, right there. There you go, right there. The funny thing is, because there are a lot of gays that seem to be angry at straight people. Well, how the fuck did your motherfucking ass get here? Like, the gays ain't the kids.
His situation is fucked up because he was gay the whole time, but he was married to a woman, cheating on her with men, And then he left his wife for another man after his kids were already grown and shit.
That's tough. That's tough, man.
Like, he spent 40 years married to his wife and was cheating on her for like 10 of them with other men. Like, he went into his whole entire life story.
So who was wrong for that? Was it society wrong or was he wrong? Because he brought a woman into a relationship.
He's wrong.
Okay.
Look, if you're gay, I want you to come out as gay. So I know to avoid dating you.
But you hanging out at the bar, so why you can't date a gay man?
Because I have a friend who dated a guy who claimed he was bisexual. And he was with her, and she constantly called him cheating on her with other men. She's even walked in on him before with other men in her bed.
And she stayed with him?
She kept taking his ass back. I don't know why.
Yeah, she kept taking his ass, all right. Okay, that's tough, man. That's tough.
So I've always had this fear that if I mistakenly marry a guy who's on the down low and I come home one day and he's balls deep in another man.
Oh, that's tough. Don't say that.
Or the opposite.
That's even more. Don't say that.
Like, that's my fear right there. Like, if he's gay, just go ahead and come out, be gay, be honest about it. But I do agree with what Rashida was saying. Kids shouldn't be involved, and that's the parents' fault right there. Like, parents shouldn't be bringing their kids down there.
I agree. I definitely
Parents need to talk to their kids, because the kids, when they outside your home, they gonna see shit, and that's why parents need to start having conversations with them.
Straight up.
So that they know how to handle the things they seeing. That's what my mom did with us when we was growing up, and we were some badass kids. Like, we ordered $500. One of my cousins ordered $500 worth of pay-per-view porn.
No.
Okay.
That's tough. That's y'all that'll beat y'all ass. Ain't no porn that good. Ain't no $500 worth of good porn out there. I'd have beat y'all ass.
She did. She did.
Straight. Like 2 weeks.
She was like, she went coastal on everybody. She didn't care who did it. Everybody in the house got an ass whooping.
Y'all deserve that. So yeah, it is. Look, you got that's a lot of money.
But I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. My cousin did it.
But did you watch that shit?
We all did, truthfully, if y'all want to know.
Well, then you was in it. We was in
We were just like, we gonna pretend like we didn't know what happened, but when she got the cable bill, she whipped all our asses.
Y'all deserve that shit. Y'all deserve every bit of ass whooping that came with it. Every time I look at y'all, I'd have whooped the shit out of y'all. Just because.
Oh, she took the TV. She took the phone away because we didn't have cell phones. Mm-hmm. We had the house phone, and she took that shit away. She took away the computer, the TV, everything.
Yeah. Man, yeah. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Should be ashamed. Look, I need to talk to your mom. Where Mama Shannon at?
My mama?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's at home.
Oh, you need to tell her to call in. We got to talk about you. We gotta talk about you and some of your behaviors. I need to speak with Miss Shannon.
No.
Yeah, Mama Shannon. Give Mama Shannon a deal. Like it ain't even got to be live. I just need to talk to her about some things. We need to have some discussion. But wow. Okay. Wow. A dude fucking with. But here's the thing. He was fucking with Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams looked like a damn fucking. Well, I guess hermaphrodites are different. Hermaphrodite is the one that got both, ain't it? I think hermaphrodite.
Hermaphrodite is supposed to be. Are you asking me what a hermaphrodite is?
Yeah, because somebody was saying that Wendy husband.
A hermaphrodite is somebody who has a defect. Like, they're a man and a woman, but they have like an extra part that's not supposed to be there. So they cut off or cut out that extra part.
That's tough.
Like it's a defect. It's not a third gender or anything. It's a defect.
Well, I mean, he fucking with Wendy, so anything goes with him.
Like they got all, like it can be a woman who's a hermaphrodite. She got like all the womanly parts, but for some reason she got like this defective penis that's like close to her vagina, and they cut that shit away.
That's tough. That's a sketchy situation. That's a real sketch. Like, so if you fuck with a hermaphrodite that's like woman, but got a fucking defective dick, that still puts you in the
Like
gay
it doesn't work. That's why it doesn't work, because it's a defect. It does not work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Wendell Williams.
That's why they cut it. They cut it away, because it doesn't work. It can't be used. It's nothing. It's just there.
That's tough.
They usually operate when they're like a baby to get rid of that.
This is vile and vicious. I learn stuff every day, and then sometimes I don't want to learn this stuff.
And when you talk about flamboyant, my sister grew up with a friend named Gerard who was extremely flamboyant.
That's tough.
And he wasn't exposed to that, but it's just his mom was like, "Oh yeah, I know my son's gay."
Yeah. So did he share clothes with your sister?
He was on the cheerleading team with them.
Oh, that tells you all you need to know. Okay. Say no more. Oh man, that's.
But he doesn't like he was flamboyant in his mannerism, but he didn't dress it.
Not the child though.
No, he didn't like dress like it or anything.
Okay.
Just the way he talked, or he'd say certain words, or the snap of his fingers, you knew.
Okay. That's tough. That's tough. Man, those are real questionable ones. My name. They're the ones that are borderline because of their behavior. Yeah, that's very very effeminate. This is a very gay Dan. Dan was cool at first, just got real gay. We discussed the pregnant. It's just got. I don't know what's happening to Dan right now. It's ever since y'all women that took over, it's going far left. But we want to hear both sides. We want to hear.
I do have a little bit of a confession, but I don't know if I want to tell it.
Oh yeah, you got to tell it now. You brought it up, so now you got to tell it. That's how it works. Like you got to tell it.
Somebody, when we were having a topic on Friday, asked if I was like turned on by seeing my gay friend have sex with his boyfriend.
Yeah, we already know the answer.
I'll go be honest. It was exciting because it was something new.
Shannon?
What is it something that I would want to see more often? No.
Shannon, I don't know if anybody ever told you. I think we all know this by now. But you're a freak. Okay, you're certified. I mean, there's no question that. I think I have to change the name. I have to change the answer to one of the questions that pop up because I think you have outperformed.
I already told you. I was curious. Okay. I knew I shouldn't have been watching, but I couldn't help. But look.
No, you could help. I mean, you could definitely help.
No, you can't.
You just.
It's like one of those things that you know is nasty, but you can't help but watch.
What, Rashida? What are y'all? Oh man. Okay, I got nothing else. I have no.
I'm a '90s baby. Okay.
Man, yeah, y'all all throw it off. I have no further questions, Your Honor. That's.
Us '90s babies are a different cup of tea.
Yeah, y'all on that tea, all right. Y'all definitely got some tea. This time, I'm ready for the mixer.
If you got any other questions,
nah.
wait, what were we? I long forgot what the topic is.
Boy, I don't know. The topic don't even matter.
But
It's always been destroyed. The topic is
I
cancer.
will say, I think, yeah, you were saying we were talking about strengths.
Yeah.
Resourceful is one of my strengths.
Okay.
Like, I'm always resourceful in finding what I need.
Okay. And what's one way that being resourceful has helped you in your life that you would say? Could you give an example?
Uh, Example, why I'm resourceful? Like, if I need to find the resources that I need or the information or just anything that I put my mind to that I need, I can find it.
Okay.
And I always have it, especially when it comes to my money.
Okay. Oh, you're a hustler. You out there big pimping.
I've been hustling. I don't throw my money away like most people. I save that shit, and I will keep saving it and saving it.
Okay. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being about your money. That's ideal. I don't even know. I don't even know what's happening. That's
Like, I've never been like one of the people who throw away their money on shit they don't need. Because if I don't need it, I'll wait to buy it later on. Because that's not a need, that's a want. And I don't want it. Especially not that bad to where, like, I'm spending hundreds of dollars on something. No, fuck that.
yeah. I'm laughing at everything. Like, okay. I agree with that.
Like, I'm the complete opposite of my sister. That's why I'm paying a lot of her bills.
Well, Does your sister live with you?
No, she lives in Texas.
How'd you get to Texas?
She moved out there about 10 years ago with her ex-fiance, and then she stayed because she was stuck.
You know, like Greyhound ain't that much. Instead of paying her bills, just buy a Greyhound ticket. And
She didn't have no money after they broke up.
but I'm saying, if you paying bills for her, you helping her with the bills, buy a little Greyhound ticket.
Well,
take about
it's
2
a
days.
reason for it, though, because she got sick. So it's not like she forced me into it or anything. She got sick, and they don't want her coming back to work. So I sent money to help her out.
Okay.
Because when she was a kid, she had, like, scarlet fever. So she has an enlarged heart. So she got sick, and they don't want her being at work right now.
Okay.
So I had to take over helping her pay for her medicine and her car note and stuff. Even though that is a little bit my fault, the car thing, because now Carter fucked up my credit.
That's tough. So you got to tell her to bring you that car. That's your car now.
Well, because I co-signed on this car with her. So when she stopped making the payments after getting sick, I became responsible for this car. So they took the car back and they auctioned it off, but they still want $10,000.
Okay. I feel you. Everything. Like I gotta start pre-planning all the topics for this week. We gonna have to bounce back because it's been a lot of craziness. Okay. Well, I don't know anything else that you would like to add to that, Miss Shannon. Because I don't know where I'm at right now. It's just these last few days have been. I don't even know. It's not your fault. I'm not blaming you.
Yeah, I know. I saw her in the chat talking about the anal leads again.
It's.
And she was asking about nipples and stuff.
Leave leave these things alone. Let's just leave it all alone.
I've never tried to play with a man's nipples. I'll be honest. Never tried that. I like mine play with, but never a man.
Okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, just leave all that other stuff out of it. Leave all the
Leave anything involving men out.
yeah. Let's say that. Leave that in Westport or whatever you said that was. Yeah, leave that over there. You know what I'm saying? Just leave that over there. We gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anything else that you would like to add, Miss Shannon?
I don't really know unless you got something you want to ask me.
Nah, I have no further questions at this time, Your Honor. That's all I got.
All right.
All right. I appreciate you calling in.
Bye.
All right. That's all. Oh man, Bretto, you said you wanted to call. Bretto, call, and let's end this thing properly, because this done gone a whole different direction. Let me see what we got going on over here. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, what's going on, Honcho? It's Yaz.
Miss Yaz, what's on your mind this evening?
Oh, I wanted to make a comment on, I know we were talking about the gay and transgender parades and all that stuff, the Pride Month. And it's funny how I ran across a documentary, or I don't know what's really it was like a discussion panel. It wasn't like by any just random YouTuber or anything like that. It was like some doctors or whatnot, and they were talking about this condition I've never heard of before, where men are aroused by the thought of themselves in women's clothing. And I've known of that, but I didn't know it had an actual name in psychology. And how a lot of people who are coming out as transgender are not really suffering from a gender, confusion diagnosis or anything like that. They are really suffering from this other psychological disorder where it's a sexual disorder, basically, where these men are they're just kind of freaky like that. And these guys are going as far as getting gender reassignment surgeries, and then they are now regretting it. And I just thought that was like really interesting, because they're now trying to push people for being who they are. But as life goes on, a lot of these people are regretting their decisions. And, that might have been the thing you were into when you burst out of puberty and you're just trying to find yourself and you're exploring and, just wilding out. And then you do something, get breast implants or something as a 22-year-old man, and then now you're 52 and you wish you'd never done that, and you take your own life, Oh, and I feel like more stories like this need to be told. While they're pushing the gay agenda, they need to be pushing, okay, now if you go this route, this is what may happen. Just like when people are children, children have very crazy imaginations. You have kids that go around barking like a dog and stuff. Do you make them a dog now because you feel like, oh, my son thinks he's a dog, okay, I'm gonna make him one? That's the same that's the same like a female same as a child these days saying that they want to be another gender. And I thought this was very important. That one woman they was talking to, she grew up in like the 60s and 50s, like way back in the day, and she was a tomboy. There had so many tomboys at that time. These women weren't gay. These women weren't transgender or gender confused. They wanted to be the boys because the boys got the most attention back in the day. Maybe that's why these little boys are coming out trying to do drag queen competitions and all, because they see now society is now giving women the most attention now. They're not really gay. They're not really saying, oh, I'm a woman trapped in a boy's body and I got to be who I am inside. because right now it's just social conditioning. So I think as a country and as a culture, society, we got to like at least put both sides on the table because um, people out here making mistakes, and the ones that I know that I have seen with my own eyes, I have seen them on sleeping on sidewalks, and it just makes me want to go up to them and ask them. But I'm not going up to them and ask because they crazy as all outdoors. They're out there yelling and fussing, having an argument with themselves. But it kind of makes you feel like, okay, what led you down to that path? So now you have an extensive body job, I can tell, but the stubble coming out of your face telling me that your hormone sessions have stopped. And now you're a man, homeless on the street now. You're a man, but you walking around with this big fat ass and some boobs, dirty as I don't know what, you're confused and crazy. It just kind of makes you. I think just people should look at the realistic view. Right now, we're we're forcibly taking a viewpoint of this lifestyle from a Hollywood glamoristic view. Just everybody think it's glamorous and everybody just love is love, but in reality, these people are living hard. You know.
Yeah.
And I think they need to like put that in the forefront before you start changing kids, dressing them up, putting them on TV in a dress. There was a guy, like I said in this document, he said his grandma put him in a dress in the 40s, and she just thought it was cute. They were just having fun, just something for him to entertain them or whatever, and that scarred him for life. And now he's a grown man in his 50s and 60s now, and now he's just like, he regrets the whole thing. He went as far as gender reassignment he went as far as gender reassignment in the 80s, and now it's 2019, and he's now telling people like, look, don't do this shit,
Yeah. So,
if anything, they need to do more psychological counseling for these people,
Yeah. So I got a question. You think that's the the cause of the high rates of suicide in that community? Because I always hear people talk about that, but they blame it on it's because they're being oppressed by straight people. But yet you think it's a more of a mental thing, and they're regretting the decisions that they've made.
Yes, I do think that because I don't feel like it's the outside world is making them kill themselves. Because if the outside the pressure was so bad, they wouldn't have transitioned in the first place. I feel like a lot of that there's committing suicide is because they realize, hey, I done really messed up my body, I messed up my life, I messed up my health, taking all these hormones and experimental drugs, and I'm stuck. I can't fit into regular society. The little glamoristic shot at Hollywood I thought I had by doing this to my body is gone now. My boyfriend gone. He done moved on to something hotter and younger or whatever, something trendier. And now they're on the street and they're killing themselves. And so I think we need to talk more about, getting these people more mental health, just to really talk to them and really listen to them and figure out what's going on. And this thing about men dressing themselves up in women's clothing because they feel aroused, it's not necessarily that they want to be gay or that they're not gay. These men are like that. It reminds me of that movie Silence of the Lambs. Buffalo Bill dressing up in women's clothing, but this dude was a psycho killer. And they want these type of people using the bathrooms and using gym facilities and going to the same prison population as biological women. Nah. These are men. They have men sexual inclinations. It's the same as someone who's straight. They're just a little weird, thrown off. And I think it needs to be addressed, on somebody's couch before you just go out with a whole parade with it.
Well,
That's just my thought.
so it's more of a mental health parade than anything.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't disagree with that. I mean, that's interesting to know that. I don't know. I don't see what you get out of wearing women's clothes or anything like that. I don't understand, but maybe some other shit going on. There's a lot of things in this world I'm not familiar with, and I'm okay with that. It's just some shit that I'll be all right not knowing about. So.
Yeah, and the thing like it's not anything new. It's been in psychology, but now and it is also based on the atmosphere of the culture. You had more women back in the day wanting to be like boys because boys they felt were heard more than women. Boys got the attention back in the day.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's the women are girls are there's just so many things for girls. You go into a clothing store, whatever. The girl aisle of clothes is way bigger than the boys. So the boys can't really express that. So they ain't nothing for the boys to wear, but just the same old thing. Um, there's more toys out there for girls than boys. There's so much more information and praise, and the media is really focusing on women and the girls. So that's making these little boys thinking that hey, if I can get some attention, if I can make the room stop and focus on me, I'm gonna say I'm transgender now. I want to be a girl, and now mom, she said okay, and now mom gets the attention too. And now let's go get us a TV deal. It's just all
Right.
for attention. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is what it is. That's the crazy shit. I agree. I agree with that. I think it's like I said, attention is the big currency nowadays. So you can get you some attention in this crazy world where everything is competing for your interest. I think that is the move nowadays. That's terrible.
And the thing about I saw on a documentary, which I didn't know that they have chat room forums now where children could go on and speak to other children and tell them what to say to get this done for you. Just how they used to back in when I was growing up, the big thing was anorexia. All the girls didn't want to eat. Nobody wanted to eat. So there were things they always told, there were talk show topics of how to spot your child when they're dealing with anorexia.
Yeah.
And just like there are forums of how people can make themselves sick and not eat and stand the sickness or whatever, they got the same thing with transgender boys and gay boys now. They're going online, okay, my parents, they're not listening to me, or I don't feel like I'm getting the attention that my sister is getting or whatever, so I'm going to tell them I'm transgender. This is what you tell them. Ain't that something? That's manipulative. That's conniving.
Yeah.
That's not being yourself. They need to focus on more kids learning to be themselves. It's okay. You're a boy. It's all right.
Yeah.
No, let's throw him in a dress. He said he won't put a dress on. Yay! Now we're popular now.
That's tough.
And they just don't know. They just don't know. Fast forward 20, 30 years down the line, that boy could be laying on the street, like the guy I saw the other day, laying on the street. He had whatever job that he had done. I could tell it was good surgery. It was good surgery. So he had to come for money. At one point, he had to have some money.
Yeah.
I don't understand what happened to him, though. I was scared to talk to him because he was arguing with himself.
Oh yeah, you can't talk to neither one of them. That's two or three people.
Yeah.
The man arguing with the woman in him, so they already have an argument. That's a domestic dispute. Don't get involved. That's terrible.
Yeah, and so that's what I thought to myself. I said, man, before he even went as far as now, where could he go in a normal town? Where could he go to get treatment where his body is a woman, but you look at the hair and stubble and his voice and everything, you could tell he's not on the hormones. All that's growing out now, and I'm just like, oh my God, what will the sheriff's office do with him? What side they gonna put him on?
Yeah, that's there's some crazy stuff happening, man, and I don't know. It's all bad. This is all bad. But yeah, I think you made the right choice. Don't talk. You get caught up in a situation you can't get out of, and then nowadays they justify when they justify the transgenders beating up on women because they think they're women. I've seen two transgenders beat the brakes off these two real women, and motherfuckers act like that shit was okay. Like, these is niggas. What do y'all mean? This shit is not justifiable, but
yeah.
Yeah.
And they want to live the Hollywood lifestyle. But look at Bruce Jenner. He's transgender. I'm just waiting on the day when Bruce Jenner's on his deathbed and say, oh, one of the biggest mistakes I ever done in my life was put these inflatable silicone breast implants in my body, and I did that, and now it hurts.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting on the day where he'll come to terms with that. and not even recognizing that maybe he had this sexual dysfunction where he's a man. He just his mind is they said it's like a anxiety, like a obsession. I forget what word they said, but it was part of an anxiety disorder, like almost like OCD, like they're obsessed about it and stuff. Man, you need to go see some help if you got those kind of thoughts in your mind. Not go to a doctor and have them change your whole being, because you might not even be like that 10 years from now.
Yeah.
You might not even feel that same way. So, yeah, that's what I feel. They need to push more mental health, if anything.
Yeah.
Push more mental health, because you be doing something when you're a young child or a teenager, adolescent, or whatever. You want to do this transitioning stuff and drag stuff, and you could be messing your whole psyche up. And then the thing about the older gentleman that I was talking about earlier, who said his grandmother put him in a dress, not too long after that, his uncle molested him. He tried to tell somebody and they didn't believe him. And so he had that on his shoulders. He had his grandmother trying to dress him up like a doll. Yeah, all that stuff walking around on him. And I guess he felt like the only way to fight that thought of himself was to change himself. And that's not the answer. You can't just change yourself. You have to deal with the issue first.
Yeah.
And then decide, okay, am I going to live my life as a woman, or am I going to just be proud as a man that I came up out of this, unfortunate event, after this trauma, I came up out and I survived. Why they not pushing that? You're survivors. You guys don't have to change just because somebody did that to you when you were young.
Well, I agree. You got to figure out a way to deal with the issues. You can't, because getting served, they don't change shit. You still have those issues that you were dealing with.
Yeah, and a lot of them get on hard drugs, and then before you know it, they sleeping on the sidewalk talking to themselves, and can't nobody help them.
Oh man, that's tough.
Why you laughing?
It's just tough. It's tough. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. I think if anything, we need to be focusing on that.
Yeah.
Okay, what's going on, and what has happened? What's happened to you in life that's made you feel like you have to change your whole identity to escape what happened to you, instead of just facing it and working through it? You got to fight through that. And as far as effeminate, like men who are just flamboyant and girly, I knew a guy, flamboyant, had a wife and everything, wife and a baby, and I mean, he wasn't gay. So that was just his personality. He owned up to it. He was just as sassy as I don't know what, but he was a man. You ain't gonna run across him like no, you weren't gonna treat him like no woman or no punk. That's just how he talked.
Yeah.
So kudos to him. Hey, that's how you. And guess what? He was able to find him a woman. So he found him a woman that liked it. So. Great. Yeah. But on the flip side, I had when I first got to Texas, I put an ad up looking for a roommate, and this roommate was like, "Oh, I'm from New Orleans," and he called me on the phone and he talked to me. He said, "Oh, you don't have a problem with transgender people, right?" And I was like, "Transgender? I said, "Well, shit, as long as you pay the rent, you got a job and everything, that's all that matters, at this point." And he was like, okay, cool, great. And then he started talking he said, "Oh, so you don't mind if we, help each other out every now and then?" I said, "What you mean by that? Don't you know this man was talking about sex?"
Oh, no.
Now I thought you was transgender and you want some pussy too? Damn, Oh no, that was a complete no after that. Yeah,
Just greedy, just trying to take everything. Goddamn.
Yeah, exactly. You want a roommate. You want somebody. I would say, "Oh, he's too much," and that just made me say, just because they flamboyant and gay or whatever, you still can't trust them. They still. If a woman to give it to them, they'll take it.
Oh man.
They'll take it.
I got nothing. I got nothing. Man.
Yeah, that was the strangest shit I said, "Now, how you a trans?" You said you self-identified yourself as a transgender woman, and but at the same time you want to fuck too. What kind of shit that is?
Yeah.
No, we
Yeah.
can't be friends. No, call me, I blocked you.
Oh, man, yeah, that's yeah. That was a wise decision. You would have been all in your clothes, all in your shit. You'd
Exactly.
been missing shit.
Stretching my shit out, and then you want sleep and come out taking care of each other in that way. And I was like, no, what you mean taking care of each other? He's like, you know, little something. We could play around. We can't. No, we cannot play around. We
play,
cannot play around.
play around with your life. Shit, that's.
Mhm. So,
No.
it's all just wrapped into his. It's all a sexual disorder. It's a deviant, and ladies, be careful out there. These so-called gay friends, they look at you and and I get compliments a lot from gay guys. I work with one, and he said, "Oh, excuse me, but I don't mean no harm. I'm just I'm a gay man and everything. I'm gay and all, but I just want to say you're so pretty." And I was like, "Okay, well, thanks, but I gotta watch you on the side. I bet I catch you in a women's room, because you still got that in you. You don't know what these guys are capable of. Please be careful. He play like he gay just so he can watch you undress and go shopping and all that other stuff. And on the slick, he's sitting there thinking about, ooh, man, what I'll do to that.
Devious. That's devious intent. That's
Yeah, devious, man.
playing the game dirty. That's fucked up.
Yeah, just because you gay, that don't make you an easier pass. Kind of like the guy who would get on the cheerleading squad or who would take the home ec class. He'll take the home ec class just to be around girls. you know, like go ahead, you just want to be in a home ec class so you could be closer to a girl or several other girls, whoever. But still, I just gotta watch these men, whether they in a dress or in pants, slacks, wearing eyeliner or no eyeliner. Gotta watch them. And with that, I feel like a lot of them, they not really truly as gay as they like to try to play. They're using that as like just a way to get closer to whatever sexual fantasies they have in their heads. And they need to be thought out by a psychologist. They need to talk to somebody, a professional.
Yeah.
And that's my thoughts. Now, I don't know if that was the topic or not, but since I've been listening, that's what we've been talking about. So.
Yeah, we went there somehow. I don't know. I took us to Wonderland somehow. I don't know, but here we are. we here now. So.
Yeah. And they talking about this sort of violence and stuff towards these people. Like I said, a lot of them are out here living foul. And they got some really nasty ways about themselves, really conniving, they're real slick about the mouth and stuff, and you get yourself in some trouble. A lot of times they ain't had nothing to do with it. It could be nothing to do with their sexual orientation or what they look like. It's probably what came out of their mouth that got them in trouble,
Yeah.
Or some accident doing all that stealing and stuff. That's what gets them in trouble.
Yeah, I agree. But people got to blame it on one thing or the other instead of really looking at what's really taking place. But because the agenda will continue to get pushed, and the real problem will never be addressed because it's cool, it's trendy now. So yeah.
Yeah, and I worked with one guy. He was one of those gay guys wore full face makeup and everything. And, just the way he be talking about busting up happy homes, even if they go around doing that. So what? Okay, the man is down low or whatever. This man is married. You playing with somebody's life now, not just his life. It ain't just about him and you doing something secret. Now, if his wife found out and she shoot your ass, just like she would shoot any other woman, messing with a man. Now, does that make her homophobic, or does that make her feel like, okay, this deviant little dude knew that this man was married? Why are you fooling with him? They doing some devious stuff out there.
Yeah.
Busting up happy homes. Mess around and get yourself shot. And that's what's happening.
You
So
gotta,
call yourself exposing people who don't want to be exposed.
that's I don't even know. I'm speaking like at this point, like I'm so just I don't even know. I'm just
Yeah, that turned me off to that little dude that big time. When he was talking like that, I was thinking to myself, wow. And he's up here talking like this in a group of women, and we all just kind of looking at each other like, this dude, you got to watch your man around him. You know, he'll try him. Why would you even do that?
Yeah.
It's one thing. If you're gay, go find somebody who's gay just like you. Don't be trying to convert people or trying to seduce somebody that's already taken. You know?
Right, everything, you ain't lying. Yeah, but I agree. That's the odd thing that convert and trying to do all that weird shit. If you come with supposed to be all this shit like they say they are, why are you not involving yourself with other people who are like you instead of trying to go out and
Yeah, exactly. No, they wanna try to mess with men who choose not to go that way. And if they choose not to go that way, you can't keep hounding them, and then now he's missing. Come on now, that ain't no homophobic. That's not gay violence. That's just straight up. You messed the code up type of violence. You know, just don't do that.
I agree. That's. I don't know. I mean, I have nothing for none of this terrible stuff that I've been hearing this evening. It's just this. This is bad. This is a bad show. all this conversation is bad. This is a bad show. You know. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, again, I don't know, because if you say anything negative, you know, you're a homophobe, you're this, you're that. And the thing is, you don't necessarily have to be hating them, but you just point out, like you said, the devious ways or that. Then you're a bad person, even though they are the ones who are doing the dirt. So, yeah, it's a tough situation. It's tough.
Yeah. So I think if they're gonna push the gay agenda on the mass majority of people, I think they should tell the other side of it too. Tell the other side, so that these young kids can have an informed decision, make an informed decision. Okay, I know only a small percentage of us go to Hollywood and live the glamorous life, but the rest of us is on the street struggling.
Yeah.
And wishing they wouldn't have never gotten their bodies done, because now they can't find a job. Because how you gonna go somewhere and you got boobs, hips, and stubble growing out your face because you can't afford the medicine? You know, how are you supposed to step into the reality of that life like that when you got track marks all up your arm because you're trying to forget that you know, the decision you made when it was popular to do so. You forgot all of that, and now you ain't got no medical insurance. You can't go get your ass fixed because it's dropping on you, or your boobs fixed because now they lopsided them. The breast implant to move to one side. I mean, tell the truth. Tell the full true story. Only a few of them can make it to Hollywood and have access to that kind of money to keep that kind of shit up, to stay looking all pretty and plastic. But the rest of them, they out here living hard.
Looking hard, living hard. That's tough.
Yeah. yeah. Now you got to commit crimes and steal and stuff like that just for the bare basics. And then when you go to lockup, where they going to put you at? The men's side or the women's side? They strip you down, they tell you cough and squat and cough, and they see balls and stuff hanging out, but they see you got boobs too. Where are they going to put you at? Yeah.
I don't know.
Tell the truth. Tell the whole story.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. Anything else you want to add to that, Miss Yaz? Because this is tough to hear.
No, that's it.
Okay.
No, that's it. I'm getting off.
All right. Well, Miss Yasmin, I appreciate you calling and sharing that, though. I would sit here and say I would look up that documentary, but I'm not. I'd be lying if I said I was. But I appreciate you sharing that.
All right.
I
All right.
appreciate
Good
the
night.
call. All right, you too. All right. That's it for me, y'all. I'm sliding to the mixer. I'm done with the whole alternative lifestyle conversation. I got nothing. My ear's hot. I'm just I don't know. I don't know. We will definitely have a different conversation definitely coming up this week. I'm staying far away from anything remotely sexual. You know, I'm staying far away from anything. I'm going to start talking about politics or some shit. I don't even talk about politics like that. Something. Because I think the relationship ends, the talking dirty after dark. I don't even know how we started off. This is supposed to be a positive. Then it went to the. And it's my fault because I brought up the. I brought up the parade. You know, I didn't think it would go that far, but I did it. So, with that being said, I fucks with y'all. I thank y'all for watching. Sound like something like, I mean, no snake or something up in this bitch. It sound like something sliding like a motherfucker. It's probably a June bug I caught earlier though. What's up, my nigga? You gotta get you almost stepped on your plate. You gotta slide. Whew. I got nothing, man. Hey, you know, we got let's do the proper protocol here, man. Oh shit, I got rid of all wrong, pushed the wrong button. If you enjoy the content, you enjoy the conversation, hit that like button. If you're new to this, hit that sub button. We do this live every night, 10 p.m. Central, every night. We'll be back at it in the morning, Monday through Friday, weekdays. We catch us live 10 a.m. Central. If you can't watch, you can always listen in. The Den Show podcast, like I say, and it's available on iTunes and it is iTunes and Google Play and stuff like that. It'll be on Spotify soon. But you know they full of their pride, so they probably gonna ban my shit quick. Somebody gonna listen to that shit. Hell no, we're not gonna let this ride. Hit that Den Show shop, man. Get you that Honcho is my homie shirt or some of the other designs that are available. And yes, women's shirts are available. Okay. Then I've heard some interesting things about the Obamas. They were talking about they had their kids via in vitro. Then they were talking about somebody had a thing that they said Obama actually almost entertained a gay relationship. I'm gonna find that article. I might have to talk about that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't talk about nothing gay anymore. I'm cool. I'm cool. Shout out to all the new people who subscribe. Some of these names I can't even say. If you want to make a one-time donation to the channel, you can go to streamlabs.com/The Den Show. I got to pay for my transitioning surgery, so make sure y'all donate. I got a reman transition. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Den Show Live. If you want to send an email, denshowlive@gmail. If you got something you want to share, say, whatever it may be. If you want to call or text the Den even where it's not live, 833-284-3336. You can, like I say, text, send media messages, whatever it may be. So if you come across an interesting story, you want to send a screenshot, you know, a funny meme or something you want to share, you can definitely send that to the Den line. I appreciate all of you who do that. Well, yeah, if you want to do the monthly thing, I don't know if I clicked that or not. I'm out of there. Patreon.com/The Den Show. Shout out to James Martin, Stina Starry-Eyed, Dan the Man, Diana Johnson and Goya. I appreciate the Patreon love. And I'll be dropping some content strictly for the patrons this week. I fucks with y'all then, folk. I'm just, I don't know. I got to reevaluate what's been going on the last few days. Look, the sausage party's never got to this level, so I don't know where we at right now. I don't know what's happening. Me and the June Bug, we gonna talk about everything that's going wrong. But I'm gonna get some of their advice. I'm gonna slide to the mixer for a little bit. So if you fucking with the mixer, man, I'll be over there fucking off on Hitman for a little bit. And yeah, Jack, I'm shit. Oh, this motherfucker look. They're gonna be like, whatever happened to such shit? I thought they went to Vegas with the Den. They gonna be missing, the B's gonna be missing. It's gonna be tough. I don't know, y'all. I fucks with y'all. I appreciate y'all. It is an honor. It is a privilege, even though sometimes these conversations get questionable. I thank y'all for coming through, but yeah, I need to change the conversation, so I'm gonna be on the mixer for a little bit. I'll put the link in the description below for those of y'all if y'all want to come through the mixer and chop it up. Cause I'm gonna talk about all y'all in the mixer. Everybody who participate, I'm talking about everybody bad tonight in the mixer. So if you ain't in there, I'm talking about your ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear about a bunch of niggas bashing niggas. That's what y'all talking about. I'd rather hear men bashing women than that shit. Like shit, what are you saying? Shit, this is terrible. This has been women bashing men, promoting sexual assault against men, and now some other shit. There's too much going on, man. I don't know. Gotta do some evaluating. A coup has been staged, and I gotta solve it. But with that being said, thank y'all for coming through tonight. I'll be on the mixer in about 5-10 minutes or so. This is, yeah. I don't even know what's happening right now. Y'all ain't got to go home. Y'all should already be at home. Yeah, like doing the rough shit. Man, look, I ain't trying to put nobody under. It's just an order to this type of stuff. But y'all be cool, babe. I'm gone. Thank y'all for all coming through. This is tough. This is real tough. I don't see, Rashida, you started this. I'm gonna call Jay Dizzle. We finna pull up in the truck. We finna slide through Chicago. I'm finna say, look, where the shark at? They gonna know what I'm talking about when I say it. I'm coming looking for you. I'm looking for you, nigga. I'm looking for you, Booker T style. I'm going, y'all. I'll catch you in the mix if you're coming through. If not, I'll catch y'all tomorrow morning at 10. I'm out.